could, no, the rain could.
Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's October 30th, 2025. This is our spooky Halloween stream of the year. How's everyone doing tonight? It could be a Friday. Happy Halloween to those in the other side of the world. Hopefully it's well. I don't know if y'all do Halloween on the other side of the world, I'll be honest. Maybe you do. You probably know what it is. Hype. Phil, how's it going? I've only listened to the first 20 minutes of the last ShadowNet, and it was very funny. Very, very funny so far. Always a treat to hear Ian. Yo, Colin, how's it going? Excite third. Hey, Gyro. Hey, it's Grid. Dan, you doing well, Tom? Great time. Is Plutus the spooky skull tonight? You know it. There's a lot of different Plutus stuff that I want to do tonight. We're going to try and get to most of it. But I do think it's a card that is powerful enough to see play across factions. And I think we can do some testing for sure. Epiphany won Worlds? Yeah, totally did. I do think the runner deck also just got posted today. The 51 card Vampire Hoshiko deck. But this deck is the deck list of the week. This is a Constrictor, Shadow to Zomsraft, and the Central European Testing Team, I believe is the term. But this is the Epiphany deck, and I'll catch up on chat and then we can talk about it a bit because it's fascinating. And I think the more I play into this deck and the more I play into the Epiphany, the more I appreciate a lot of different angles that Epiphany actually has a lot of strengths into. That's not always super obvious. Hey, Gelhar, ça va? Antoine, how's it going? Ça va? Wenjong, I'll say ça va. How you doing? Happy Halloween, Grim. Hopefully you're well. I'm here for the beginning. Hey-os. Hey, Booba Korea. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Solmir, I don't know if I said hi, but yeah, 100%. We're playing some Skull today. No idea if it's showing me as my name and not an odd radish. Oh yeah, so YouTube changed it someone recently, so it shows up as like your @ handle on YouTube. You can change that in the settings. It used to show my full last name when I was logged in, and now it just says Amavrich when I sign up, but you can change it. I'm not sure why that's happening. How's it going, Radish? Not caught up on last week's Storytime VOD yet, so please don't spoil. I'm not going to spoil anything really from that, I don't think, besides who won Worlds. I guess that's kind of impossible not to spoil. I don't think there's any timestamps on the last stream we did, which was last weekend to do a story time. I need to go back and like timestamp it, but it's really difficult. It's like a lot of different talking and jumping between topics. Hey, SRN, how's it going? Hey, Andrew, just made it back to Oz this week. Glad to meet you in Edinburgh. Had such a blast despite just missing out on top half. The 15-point struggle. It's real. I'm pretty sure NSG is not going to do top half prizing anymore. The fact that top half was 16, except 15 was all the prizes besides the top half, is like really awkward. Because like, I think you meant to ID on the last round. If anyone didn't ID on the last round, if they already had 15, I think that was a huge mistake, but it's up to you to do it, I guess. Hopefully you had some good travels. Hopefully it was okay. Vampire. Yeah, World's Winning Runner list is up. I did see that. I haven't read the write-up so far. I think it's a strange list. I need to play it more. I'm always convinced from what I've seen. It's like it definitely is a list that won Worlds, but I don't know if there's not cards I wouldn't change. If I triple negative that, I think we know what I mean. But I want to try it for sure. Yo, Daojin, how's it going? Happy Halloween. London and I are in the testing group somehow just decided on a name today. Oh, cool. What's the name today? As the one who cosplayed as Plutus, I'm currently involved in the ritual consumption of Plutus. It's a little known fact that those coins are chocolate. So no joke. I have the designs in the other room. This stream today, we were meant to be joined by Pat. I was going to make a skull, a Plutus skull. I had the printout to like fold it up and have a skull. And then I was going to like, fill my mouth with chocolate coins and spend the whole evening just spitting coins out. It was going to be really funny. Unfortunately, the thing that I had last week, Maddie has that, so she's unwell, so we're not in the spot where we should invite people into our apartment. So there's no Pat here, and I'm alone, and we didn't have time to do the costume. But we were meant to be Plutus up this evening. We were meant to dress up and do a whole thing, but instead we just have some spooky lighting and some candles, and we'll call it a day. It's the best we got for now. I was really excited to Plutus it up, and yeah, I bought like mask designs and everything. We'll get there. Vampire is so cool, and the write-up is fascinating. I've heard the write-up is interesting. I'm going to definitely check it out for sure. What do you think of VSA? I think it's really good. I think VSA like single-handedly a World Showdown incredibly overperformed on the basis that there was a lot of decks that just did not have an answer for this, right? Like the crew decks have to destroy this otherwise, and that's an okay trade. Otherwise, all the dolls decks can't break this. If you're on Shibboleth in the mid to late game, you break this for 2. If you're on Unity, you break this for 2. It's just like kind of good for you. I think Shibboleth breaks this for 3 actually, if I'm not mistaken. It's just very good. And the tag is annoying. The face check is annoying. It's not so much that it ends the run, but in the context of the tag ends the run with B1001. I think VSA is very easily into some matchups one of the best ice in the deck. This card incredibly overperformed at the showdown. I do think Hosh or like dolls weren't as popular at Worlds this year. I think the write-up actually talked about it specifically. I think we got to see one matchup where it was Minstrel playing, if not this list, a very similar list against Cable Carnage on stream, who was playing dolls Hosh, didn't install a single breaker, just tanked all the VSAs, trashed the V1001. That game was a bit of a stomp. Talk about the corp meta to some extent, but I think VSA is just really good for 2 cost. What can you ask for more in an ice? Almost Halloween cosplay stream. We were very, very close. Central Europe and Pittsburgh, which funny enough, has a really long history of Central European immigrants. I guess that's true. They would just melt because you're endothermic. He lies. It's Pat dressed up as Andre. How's it going, Justin? So yeah, how you doing as well? One cosplay contest, and now we're all deep into various Netrunner themed costume ideas up till next year. The other cheesy like Netrunner costume that I would do is Easy Mark, but I think we're at the point. If I showed up as Easy Mark, would you recognize me? And this is a bit of a shibboleth to tell like how old are you when it comes to Netrunner? Do you know what Easy Mark is? Are you a new Netrunner player and you don't know what Easy Mark is? Because Easy Mark used to be like the thumbnail or like the intro animation for this channel for like the first 4 or 5 years, I think, until I changed it. And we became kind of seasonal. But I'll just show you Easy Mark. It's just a guy. I kind of looked like this guy at many points in my life. I would have to shave my face, which I think was the reason I didn't do this. I used to have those glasses. He has an American arm patch. I definitely don't have that. But who's Mark? This is Mark, and he's super easy. This is the very funny cosplay for me. Dude kind of really looks like you. I mean, all white guys to some extent look like this guy. I'm looking forward to someone trying Anoetic Void. Now when I think of Anoetic Void, I think of just like Cat's hands. They just got their hands in there. I don't see it, TBH. Daria, how you doing? Hopefully you're well. The Anoetic Void like creature is really good on the original printing. Yeah, these things are good. Unless you did this guy in the bottom, he can be anything. That's like a really easy costume. Are there bald caps or facial hair? Honestly, I don't think so, but there must be. I loved all the Ken clones at Worlds. There was a lot of Ken clones. There was a lot of clean getaway suits too, which are like kind of similar, which I think is to some extent the point. Like the sort of red jacket is like very evocative of good old Criminal Runner. For those who don't know, Ken expressed Tenma. I'm going to go back to the original art of it. Very Sonic the Hedgehog coded. But this jacket was very alive and well. Alec did a great dress up. If Ghostmeat can do motivation, you can do Easy Mark. Again, we had no idea that Ghostmeat was doing motivation. I don't even know that I realized that until after the entire event. That he showed up for motivation, which like is a card that honestly lives rent free in my head. I played this at points in time when I was playing like 100+ cards max decks, because if you had a motivation, it says when your turn begins, you may look at the top of your stack, and max says when your turn begins, trash 2, draw 1. Now, obviously there's no synergy, but when you played 100 card max, you ended up playing other interesting draw cards. So you'd also play like Earthrise Hotel. And so then you could trigger your max trash or your Earthrise Hotel draw, depending on the quality of the top card. Motivation was like clearly not the best card in the deck, but like I actually unironically played motivation. But very, very funny. I do think like in terms of the characters I could easily dress up as, Exile is probably one of them. But I think he has a vest. Yeah, he has a vest kind of. We can always do Keeling. She's also Aussie. If Energy ever has some other Australian characters in the next set, that'd be useful. The pink suit wasn't designed for above one wears. Yeah, those suits are really great. The pink suits were fantastic. If I can find like a pink bomber jacket, I think I would make my own, but it's kind of harder to find here. We spent influence on motivation, no shot, for real, Meteor. And I don't think, also great to meet you. I don't think I'm going to find it on this account, but I definitely had it at some point. We all can't be Pincel. Like, obviously it's not right, but like we're talking about Andre in 2016 or 2017. Party Max? No, this is a good max deck. Wait, how old are my decks? Max Pact? This is probably a good max deck, yeah. It was like clearly wasn't right, but it was a thing you could do. Max 102.1? No motivation, but we have 102 cards. This deck probably like rips modernly. If you could play this in standard, it'd probably like not bad. Big max decks were really fun. And then they won Worlds like years later, and I was not credited once in the speeches. Just saying. Anyways, motivation, I played it. I thought motivation was a meme card. It is in no other decks. It shouldn't have been in the deck that I put it in. It's not a good card. Don't play it. I don't even know why it's an Exile card. It has like no synergy with anything Exile is doing. Are we selling MLM tonight? I don't know what that means, Brennan. How's it going? Do you want to buy something? Are you selling? do a cosplay of Sundog. Just like get in a body bag, throw me on the floor. I can't even search Sundog. How do I search? I can't find it. Yo, Gotham, how's it going? Is the hood on Excel's head? I thought it was hair forever. No, it's a hood. He has hair, and then he's wearing like a hood over it. You always see him with the hood. He's kind of like a downer of a guy, but no, that's just his brown hood, and then he has hair. It's definitely two different things. You can see it on a bunch of different cards. What's the one where you scavenge? There's a whole bunch of different angles of Excel. You got to see him pretty well. Yeah, very much a hood. This is very obviously a hood, right? Someone can cosplay Arctic Wayland Thug and a line. The other cosplay that I did want to do, and I needed to get my shit together, is one day for Halloween, I'll just show up with this face paint and the glasses, and it'll be so good. Someone's definitely already done this by now. But this like this for face cosplay is really, really funny to color your face and have the burning glasses. Hey, Brennan. It's the Motivation Oracle May combo. I work a Draft of Worlds. Oh, yeah, that does work. That is one of the few combos. Oracle May is that you can name the type of the top of your deck, and then you can draw it and gain 2 credits if you name it right. Otherwise, you trash it. This card saw like somewhat unironic play in like tier 2 decks, but particularly Ken Express Tenma decks, which ran mostly run events. And then you had some breakers that you don't mind trashing because you could play them from the bin. But yeah, Oracle May Motivation, I guess, was the natural combo. As much as those cards came out in 2 different sets. This scuffed bass cosplay. Oh, that'd be so sick. Wayland Mercs in a dark suit and sunglasses would be really easy and good. I don't have the prop anywhere else, but at one point we dressed up as like interns. We dressed up as Wayland interns for an event, and I had like the Wayland name badge and everything. It was really cool. I think I have that somewhere. I probably showed it on stream before, but that was one of my other really simple Wayland cosplays. More Oracle Drip would look fantastic. Oracle May Drip? I think there's something notable about this card in terms of the art. I forget what it is. I know her name comes up. She has, oh yeah, she actually has the Sure Gamble ring. I think she's one of the few characters. In fact, is she not the Sure Gamble lady? I think Oracle May might be the Sure Gamble lady. Well, the original one. I don't know, because like the quantum manipulation ring, the hi-fi quantum manipulation ring, which is like such a name and a half, I think only shows up on Oracle May. It might be like the poster character from Corset, which like that connection has never been put through. Like I've never heard anyone really talk about that. It was awesome meeting you too. Sorry I was in a rush to try and find Neon Static for tokens at that point. No stress. I gotta watch you as you played in the background. It was nice. All right, let's do some Netrunner. So we're going to be playing some Plutus stuff today, but in the meantime, we're going to be playing this deck from Worlds. We've talking about this deck a fair bit, and I think people know a bit better, hopefully, how to play against it. Maybe JNet Casual doesn't. I think people might be teching for this deck because it's been the deck list for the week is for a while. She both is and isn't. I mean, that's the high quantum manipulation ring. This list is on 10 agendas, so we have to score all of them. We have to score 4. The runner has to steal 4. Big things I've learned is that you need to be pushing constantly because you need to be on Alpha research numbers sooner than later, so you should be scoring out. I am constantly surprised that the deck is only on 2 Hollowmen because it seems like your only win condition besides 1 wage workers to score out agendas, considering they're almost entirely 4/2s. The cards that are not 4/2s are Tomorrow's Headline, which is a 1-of, and the way that you should be playing Stoke the Embers, it actually kind of is like a 2-1 agenda, particularly when it comes to the way it interacts with Hollowmen. I think if the runner keeps down the Hollowmans, I don't know if we can win. I'm not 100% sure. If they float tags, then B1001 is super valuable. I think the write-up talks about guarding B1001 with a Starlit Knight, as much as there's only 1 in the deck, and that's really, really smart. The deck has on 1 Checkus, it's on no Beholds, but it's cool to know this is here. And then otherwise, we're just putting our best asses on the table. The Epiphany counters are very, very valuable. They are actually very important because they're directly attached to your win condition when it comes to things like Stoke the Embers. I lost against Minstrel against COS, where it was 2 Epiphany counters. First one hits Stoke, second one hits Hollowman, and then you win the game on the spot, which is just so goofy when you're on 6 points. The other big thing is throwing agendas into archives is actually a really cool line with this deck because the one bad place to put Stoke the Embers is in HQ. It's actually in your best interest to put this in archives. So if you score out an agenda and you install this from archives with powers that be, it triggers its own text, which means there's actually a bunch of ways you can set up to score 4 points from hand in a single turn. Same thing with Freedom Information. You want to throw this out usually and then bring it back into the deck. On top of that, you want to control the top of R&D, which you can if federal fundraising sticks. I think you definitely need to trash these as the runner. I think federal fundraising, balance coverage, and Holloman are the ones you have to trash. But it does have this sort of like working prototype warm reception combo, which this is like very high roll. If you get like, if you opening draw spin doctor reception prototype, it's like disgusting if the runner doesn't trash it because you can really pop off. But all of these cards are almost all worth trashing, that's for sure. Looking forward to seeing this deck in action. Weird things about actually going to Worlds is that I have to watch no Worlds. Oh, I would watch Worlds. There's some really good games to watch for sure. This deck, I don't think I'm going to do justice to. I think this takes a lot of learning. When I was playing the 54 card versions of this, preparing for Worlds, I didn't like it at all. I felt like I was not in control of the game at all. And I feel like I'm going to struggle with that as well, because it just feels to me like you just kind of, rip your top deck and then hope that the runner doesn't trash the right things. That might be the case, and maybe the runner doesn't trash the right things more often than not. But I like personally have doubt that I can like actually create a board state that funnels the runner away from winning. That's probably a skill issue on my part, but I just felt like, oh, if you don't draw good assets, you don't actually have a game plan. But we'll find out how true that is, or if that's just in my head. I don't know how you win if Hoshiko installs Rozekis and trashes non-econ assets. That's what we saw on stream. Cable Carnage just installed like 2 companions, played like Baya Bands as 2 pinholes, and just trashed everything and clicked for credits. And I do think you lose that game 9 out of 10 times. And yeah, if that happens, that happens. What can you do about it? Yellow's dead, Anarchist dead, win Worlds. I mean, Hoshiko winning Worlds, I think, was my choice. I thought Epiphany would do better than people expected, which I guess is correct, but I did not think Epiphany would win Worlds. I assumed people would prepare for it, but I don't know if people did. I am a bit doomer about the Corp meta. I think we talked about this, and I'm happy to hear other players are like speaking about this as well. It did seem like a lot of the games that we saw on the Corp side, Corps really are lacking agency, and it seemed like opening hands kind of dictated games. I saw that a lot on top table commentary. I'm not the only person to voice that opinion, but we'll see how this goes. We did a lot of testing against turn 1 Azimat, and it's playable but bad. I mean, I'll take that, right? Azimat is okay, Hosh is worse. Like if they get down Danielle, what's it called? Sorry, a Hannah and Azimat, I think you're cooked. Hey, Tehran, I missed Tuesday. Grids is a good time. You and I both. All right, Galehar is playing the Vampire deck, which is 51 cards, Hoshiko. It has a copy of a Solidarity Badge. I think that's going to be the most important thing. Best of luck, have fun. I think this is a matchup which we're not favored into, but this deck, actually, our opponent's deck, if it is the Vampire deck, has very little economy. It has no sure gambles. It has just fermenters. It has no good way of dealing with VSA besides Chisel Charm, which is relatively expensive. I'm going to mulligan this hand because there's 2 cards we can't really deal with. Even the shipment, 3 cards that are useless. This seems a lot better. This deck does not feed me the Stokes when I need them. They're always where they shouldn't be. Yeah, you have to really manage those for sure. In my experience, is way more important to trash economic assets rather than anything. The deck becomes quite poor when those economic assets are fairly easy to trash. I think you just need to trash the balance coverages, and the fundraiser is actually really important because it locks the top of R&D and allows them to use the Epiphany with consistency, and that is quite important. Okay. VSAs are pretty good. I do not know how we're meant to place our ice. If this is Hoshiko, so R&D we can ice up. We could technically ice up HQ and use Starlit for the remote. Maybe that's fine. Hoshiko wants to touch a card. We could put a spin on the table. If Hosh runs it, I guess that's fine. I think we can leave HQ open. I think we just do this. Hey, Bear, there's a couple different lines for how to fight the deck depending on how much money you have and what they open. Yeah, I do think it's a bit jazz. I don't think there's like always a right opening, but there's definitely power cards you need to keep down. I think the one matchup we saw against Trat and Zomsdraft, which was like the upper finals, I think Trat didn't trash anything, and I think the game really got away from him. I don't know if you trash this on turn 1. I don't think you do. But if you trash this, you trash that, because you don't want to give them 1 counter turn. Hey, Ian, I've only heard your first like 15 minutes of you talking on what's it called? The Shadownet. Oh, that's not good. But I thought your opening was so funny. Not the long opening, which was kind of funny, but your opening about context about the NSG balance team was just like got me really, really good. More like Badonet. Ayo, how do you get a text on cards or symbols? Jeff, how's it going? I use a plugin called Cyberfeeder. If you search Cyberfeeder, it's only on Firefox. Rahi made this. Shout out to Rahi. She's the best. It gives you a bunch of accessibility features for Firefox. I use them all the time. So anything that you see that's like not stock JNet is entirely because of Cyberfeeder. Cyberfeeder is great. Cannot recommend it enough. Okay. So we want to get these out of our hand. We don't really have a play here. We don't have any money, but this is what I mean. Like, I don't know what you're meant to do here. Like, Holloman on the table is fine. I don't want to install Advanced Crypto Crash for like obvious reasons. The B1001 actually goes pretty hard. So we could do like VSA Holloman. Open HQ, like Hoshiko might not touch this turn. So like once we get a counter, we can maybe do something smart here with Holloman into Stoke. There's 3 Stoke and 39. We look at 3 cards, so probably not great odds to find one. But we actually can score out on, I think we only need like 3 credits to threaten out a Holloman Stoke. So it's the sort of thing that you Epiphany early in the turn and see what happens. The Navy SEALs copy pasta was a callback and a half. I don't know if I know. Oh, is that what that was? The beginning? I don't know anything about that. Besides that, Phil seemed to have written that. Vampire's bad into this matchup. I could believe it. I think the difference of like getting down, if the badge comes down, I think we're in a bad spot. All right, Gachapon credit, Hoshiko flips. We don't get a counter. We draw a ping. Nothing to do here. We really need to get an asset that pushes us forward. That's our second Holloman. That's not particularly good. But like, maybe we should just purge is super silly here. Like, I don't know how to use these cards to push us forward. We could do Holloman into Crypto Crash, I guess. Does Devil Charm even do anything in this matchup? Yeah, it allows them to chisel the VSAs. Otherwise, they can't break the VSA. They have to like run into it multiple times. Because you can't, yeah, you have to deal with it, Ice. Yo, Evan, how's it going? The worst part about being on vacation is falling behind on podcasts. I mean, that's what vacation's for, isn't it? So we could do this. If the ice gets trashed, we lose it. I don't know if we care that much. We could put another Holloman on the table. We'll just click for credit. This costs us 7 to score out, so we can. It's just very expensive. I don't like what we're doing. Even with badge, this is bad. Vampire functions economically off Paladin credits and discounts, is not very liquid. Yeah, if we can get an oppo into the conversation, I think it's going to be hard for them. Yukado, how's it going? Incredible work at Worlds. Huge shout out. Yeah, I know you were really happy when Epiphany did well at Worlds, and I get it. Didn't crack Gachapon start a turn, so maybe they want to use it to chisel aggressively. VSA into B1001, they know the line. So like the line that beats us is they run B1001, then run the remote server. No, not do it. Okay, they forgot. Okay, so they do want to do it. No stress. Epiphany is fine into Crim Shaper, probably even favorite into Crim. I don't have the experience to know that. All right, so this gets them just to Gourmand because they can install a virtual or a program. So unfortunately, it's just a little guy. That means the B1000 goes down and they can charge this remote server. I don't know if they're scared of face checking into something that gives them a lot of tags, but we actually do lose the server relatively hard. They probably remove the Devil Charm and maybe the price. Strike Fund are 2 of their only like burst economy cards besides Fermenter. Pinhole really good in the matchup. And I don't know, this card's unique. Wow, they got rid of Pinhole and price. I'm surprised. I don't know if Devil Charm is that good. Pinhole I actually think is great in the matchup. Because it means like if there's a VSA on a remote server, you don't have to run it to check what's in there. Epiphany is one of the reasons I put a Fencer in my Sable. Yeah, I could see it. I do think having like people are considering, excuse me, what's it called? Even Solidarity Badge in criminal lists, which I think is fun. So unfortunately, we clear the tag for them. That means I have 2 clicks left so they can trash B, run this. So I don't love this. Do we just give this to them? I don't think we do. If we res the B1001 and clear the tag for them, is that worse for them? I feel like maybe we should double hollowed here. I don't know if this is right. But they can trash the B1000 and run this back. Then they float a tag. I guess we get bigger picture there. Is there any deck that doesn't run Azimat? Yeah, I think there was very little Azimat at Worlds this year. It's pretty crediting to Shaper if their list has Azimat and enough SMC. You just need to check the right stuff. I think if you get an Azimat and a Hannah, I don't know what you do. But like Azimat also wasn't alive and well at World Showdown. Like Tuno's list, it was not playing an Azimat. It was playing Hannah. And you saw that Tuno had to struggle a bit in the matchup. Oh, okay, so this eats a chisel. Maybe the Devil Charm showed that they had a chisel in hand. But this is why the chisel is important. So they're going to just trash this and get a Crypto Crash and trash everything. At least we'll get 1 Epiphany counter, I guess. So they have to charm it. Spooky costume, thank you. Far all? Oh, wait. Is that what they wanted? So we can give them the crypto crash to get a counter, or we can just B1001 this and overinstall it. I'm gonna B this. This is fine. I think Fencer does a better job. It might. It's less MU intensive. It's less money right away though. So we can just install on top of this. The VSA goes down the next time they run it. So it's like whatever. If we want to score this out, it is 7 credits. So we've drawn literally 0 money. We could have given them the tag and let them like get better pictured, which is kind of fun. I think we can just install on top of this thing. The problem is like we have to crack the spin doctor. I don't think we crack the spin doctor. I think we just spin doctor on top of the Holloman because the server is a bust. Okay. Prototype's okay. They have 7 credits. So we get install this. We could consider icing it up. I think we need money. We'll try something, I guess. I don't know. Do they need to run twice more to trash the VSA? I think just one more. No, you're right. Twice more. Wow, that's expensive. They really didn't want to use the Devil Charm. I think you're right, yeah. Why aren't you sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends yet? I think on Twitch they sponsor you, but I don't know on YouTube. I get sponsorship for like really bad like Amazon products. I think I've got sponsors for 1 or 2 things that are like products you might use. They are spending a lot of effort. You're right. This actually just gives them a tag. Okay. So we're going to use the spin doctor to shuffle these back, and we're going to let them trash this Hollow Man if they want to, so we can get an Epiphany counter. But now they actually have to clear the tag. This seems, yeah, no way this is right. This is a lot of effort. I guess we didn't shuffle the spin doctor back. I forgot about that because we had to discard 2 agendas. It actually might have been right to shuffle the spin doctor and an agenda back and leave the freedom in the bin. Because now there's only 1 spin doctor. If we lose it, we lose all recursion. Yeah, I think that was wrong. I think we should have left the agenda and took the spin. Yeah, that charm was absurdly expensive. So now they're running this working prototype. We'll res this first. This is why I think the Pinel is also really good. They're tagged. We could have just ended the run, but I want them to clear the tag. They might not need drawn there. That might have been a mistake because I ended the run and that's generally when they're clicking. That seemed like a very fast draw. I think that was a JNet draw. I don't think they intended to draw there. Now, if we protect the working prototype, they can't play Paladin, which is where a lot of their money comes from, and they have to clear tag. Otherwise, their money's our money. Like maybe they don't clear tag because the only card that hits them is Bigger Picture and Retribution. There's no other single tag punishment. This does remove the tag for them. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that whenever somebody clicks right after you hit an input, it's because I ended the run and they clicked. I think this game's already over. I don't know. It's funny when you can tell that it's a JNet draw. I've done that before where someone like, yeah, the prompt changes and you're already clicking. Hey, Doc O'Malley, how's it going? Your handle's different now. Yeah, B goes down. We don't get a counter because we already did. They don't clear the tag. We have a really fun Bigger Picture. They have 2 tags. And they get Hoshiko money. Wait a second. This is sick. Wait, this tag could be our tag. We can put them at 0 credits, which is really funny. It's going good. Cold Lava, congratulations again on the event I made up for you. We'll remove a tag and we'll get 5 credits, I guess, or 4 credits. That's fun. FOI, we could have made it a 0-2, so we could have done install. No, we can't. 2 weeks ago, I died on my first click was incredible. Wait, how'd you manage that? That's not easy. We get Epiphany here for a counter. I think we do. Actually, we probably set up the Holloman first. Yeah, you're right. It might not have been right because of the host credit. We might have actually been better giving another tag there because we had working prototype. Stealing money makes host free. It does. It actually might have been better to give a second tag and then just like clicked our prototype because we had an econ option here. We didn't actually need it. So might have been incorrect on us. Yeah, I think clicking Proto and maybe giving a second tag was better. Because then Galehar has to clear 2 tags, which is a fair bit more work. Yeah. Yeah, that might not have been right. Because it was only lose 3 credits and we cleared the tags, so it's basically the same as them clearing it. Finale into Ayuko with Resed Fut with 2 counters hit a Fuji. I mean, Brennan, that's on you. That's not a surprise. 4 credits, Hoshiko flip. Okay. So in theory, if we find a Stoke, we can trash our prototype and score it. Balanced coverage. Why won't you show me? Oh, the balanced coverage, freedom information, powers. So we know the top is going to be an asset. I think we're going to go for balanced coverage here. And then I think we're just going to take some money. Okay, let's go. Clicking prototype, maybe installing something. Now this FOI is hard to score. Yeah, I agree. I think we should have given 2 tags for sure. Okay, so we know the top of the deck is an asset. Unfortunately, we're not going to get another counter unless this VSA, does that care? Yeah, I guess they do trash it. We do get a counter. Mether said no. Uh-oh. Fencer? That's not good for us. This is fine. No and gap is so scary. We could res this. We probably should to get a counter. I'll just res this. Yeah, there's no resource. There's nothing to bounce. We already got our Epiphany on this turn. This coverage we're resing just get a prototype counter. It's not super important. So we know the next card on the deck. They're going to be on 3 credits next turn. We have a powers. Let's keep going. If we find it, we can do it. Tomorrow's headline and a Stoke the Embers. So I guess we're just scoring the Stoke the Embers. We actually have a click to get the powers of B down, which is kind of sick. So Freedom's on top. Stoke the Embers goes into server 4. We use its ability to give itself an advancement and a credit. We res this, and then we have to do this first. Then we can put a powers of B on the table. We can res the powers of B. We can score the Stoke. We can do the powers that be. We can actually install an agenda from hand if we wanted to. So we'll do the powers that be. We can install a card from the bin. We know the top 2 cards of the deck are both agendas. So like a Spin Doctor is kind of fine. We could use a bit more money though as well. But I think a Spin Doctor is okay here. We need more money because next turn we can score out for. Well, the problem is we're gonna have the agendas in hand next turn. Install Checklist and advance it. Install Checklist and advance it is really funny. It might actually be right because it gets the counter. But I think we're just going to advance our ice. So we'll put this in a new remote server and we'll stoke this ice. Yeah, the max greed play is to advance the checklist, which is kind of fun. It sucks though because we're going to draw the agendas, and drawing the agendas is bad. Because Holloman, in theory, we can still score out with Holloman next turn. Yeah, we still could. It's a 6. I don't really understand how you're supposed to use checklist here since you want a single advance. I swapped it for Behold. You just put it on the table. It's just a card that they can check off the table that does something. And sometimes you'll do install advance and like let them chill. Oh, twinning is expensive. They will charge it with Fence or Funo, but I don't know if they need multi-access now. I think they need to get their economy up. Pinhole is good. I don't care what they trash here. They know this is a Spin Doctor. If they just trash my Spin Doctor, I'm okay. I'm assuming the Holloman has to go down. So that's the second Holloman. So that has to go back. So we could, no matter what, if we res the Spin Doctor, we'd be drawing 2 agendas. So I think we start here. We draw an unknown card. I think we can push behind the ping when they're on 0 credits. Oppa Research is also a really good draw. Okay. So then we just put cards on the table. Yeah. Oh, we should Epiphany here, I think. Yeah, let's just get an asset on the table. It's Oppa Research, ping. Oh, shit. Okay, so if we've done that first click, we can time it. So I guess we're getting the ping on server 4. And then I think we want econ on the table. We don't really have econ. So this is where like you put checklist on the table to see if they check it. Definitely seems people just using checklist to protect Hallow, even if the runner knows this checklist is annoying. Yeah, that's a cool thing, is you can just put a trap on top of your Hollowman. Pinhole's good into that, but yeah, I don't think this twinning is worth it. I know that it's getting charged, but I don't really care about this. Is there a line to install and from the bin next turn and score it? An agenda? Alex, how's it going, by the way? I think so. I think I'm gonna get a Hollowman back, but I could see us discarding an agenda here. Do they trash the Spin Doctor? They have exactly 2 credits, so I want them to check the checklist. So I think we'll just use the spin doctor right here. I think I'm going to leave one Hollowman in the bin because I think we're scoring the Hollowman next turn, or sorry, the headline next turn. So I think we just put the VSA back. Like, we want to keep these cards in the bin. There's no way coverage. Oh, coverage is 3. That might have been wrong. Huh. We do have some interesting choices so far, which is cool. Please check the checklist. You want to get your Fencer Fueno credits. Just check the checklist. Oh, they found the badge. That's really good. Hoshiko flips. Okay. Oh, we drew this. You hate to draw this. 2 spin doctors out. So triple advance fires powers. We can get back an econ card. They have a tag. Tomorrow's headline. So I think we have to go for the working prototype because we shuffled our other econ back in, but we need econ. If we put prototype on the table, they trash it for free, get a twinning counter, get a solidarity badge. We could go for the Hollowman. Hollowman, in theory, there's one more Stoke that we could top deck. The problem is with this Stoke is in our hand. I would consider discarding it, but with 2 spin doctors out, I don't know if we do. So maybe it's Hollowman here, actually. I'll go for money, because if they face check ice, we get credits on this too. If I was not a coward, I'd throw out a freedom, but I'm a coward. It might be right to discard any of these agendas. Money up and threatening to junk the twinning. We know that there's an oppo. No, we shuffled. Maybe we shouldn't have spin doctor because we had an oppo coming up. At least now we're on threat, but money's now a problem. All right, let's see if they fueno into the powers or they fueno into the checklist. If they fueno into the checklist, we're pretty happy. But yeah, now they can float a single tag and they have no money. Like, this deck is on bling. It's not on Keiko. It has literally no money. Prototyping their mode is so you can trigger the new NBN card that's scoring fully op. Yeah, exactly. That card looks really good. And I think that card's going to be in a lot of different places. Nice. They know it's a prototype, so I'm going to say Axis. In theory, they're committing to it, right? But I'm going to res the prototype, res the checklist. They have to access this because they said they would. You should definitely throw out the Stoke. I think you're right. Worst case, you IP force them back after they steal it. I mean, maybe. This is why you put checklist on the table. It costs us nothing. A behold costs us 4 credits. Now, if they want to trash this, they can. Why do they have 2 tags? Oh, because we already gave them a tag. Oh, right. Nice. So in theory, they can trash it. They should to get a badge, but then it gives us an Epiphany counter. So they're not trashing it. That's fun. So that's where we put our Hollowman. Yeah, Stoke and Bin seemed okay. Thanos, how's it going? I don't think it's the worst play. I don't think I have a good reason to check archives. But they're 2 tags in on 1 credit. We have freedom, information, and powers on the table. Like, if they trash the powers, now we're going to feel bad about this powers. Yeah, this is what they definitely should have done. Or they definitely should do, because it actually is very... This is the only thing that pushes us forward. I think throwing out this powers was really bad. It's the only thing that makes scoring make sense, because scoring a blank 2 is, like, fine. But I think we're going to get a blank 2. Okay. They can rip an agenda here. They're going to see 3 cards of twinning, so I'm just going to say no and give them another tag. And then we can prototype, install, advance. For some reason, I thought it was like Cerebral and didn't give a tag on advance. No, it works for free. It's like Urtica. There's just free traps now in the game for some reason. Oof. Wow, we're flooding up. So they're on 2 tags. We can clear the twinning. These freedoms are 1-2, so we can do prototype, advance, freedom. I think we just do this. If they don't clear the tags, we win next turn. We were on 0 credits, so we can still get away. Score the free dumbs? I don't think we can. We were short a click and a credit. Because if we had 2 credits, we could... No, we're short. Because we can do install, advance, install. We can't. Double click proto trash twinning was another option, but I think just winning next turn is fine. Because for them to break the ping, they either need a chisel, they have to run it, or they have to have dolls and then they have to run it. It's very unlikely. So I'm not really worried about the twinning. It also shows that we're flooded, but like we can win next turn if they don't clear all the tags. And if they clear all the tags, well, then we can trust the twinning. Yeah, they're like, this is their one line. And like, if they don't hit the freedom, I think they're cooked. But they have to like devil charm this. Like, this is a good line for them. It flushes HQ, but sometimes we get away with this. Crypto Crash, Starlit Night, that's fine. Don't hit the Freedom. Message Chasvo cannot ask for better. They can run for a single, but we do install Advance. There's 4 agendas in R&D. Yeah, they also have to steal 4 agendas, right? Like, there's 3, 4, 6. Yeah, there's only 4 agendas left in the game. We've drawn a lot of agendas. We can let this through. It doesn't matter. In theory, we can give them another tag, but install. We don't have to. We could give them another tag here. This looks like a message chest so that we can't res, but this does not matter at all. Again, the 4 agenda requirement is vital for this deck. Yeah, having to touch 4 agendas is a lot. Wait a second. Oh man. No, we're not gonna do anything cute with that. Good game. Yeah, their economy just isn't there. Imagine an Oppo shows up. That's a lot of tags. I think we messed up the first one. Thanks for the game. I think we messed up the first bigger picture. We should just have given them a second tag. I think that is backbreaking enough for their economy. But yeah, like the twinning was really expensive, and after the fermenter, they just did not play a single economy card, which is gonna be a problem, barring the 1-0. Absolutely. His next big thing is the only reason I lost a game in Swiss. Oh, I believe it. That thing you can just lose off centrals. It's a good effect and gives you to Oppo, but yeah, a lot of agendas. Hey, choose. I don't even think you needed to bigger picture that turn. No, we probably didn't. I think I still would have, because I don't know what we had a better turn there, but I think we still do it. Yeah, maybe holding for later is better. I have very little experience playing that card like most people. Let's do it again. The runner sniping 3 points off of central is backbreaking for this list? Yes, yeah. That's the big thing. I think this was called out either in the write-up or in conversations, but like one of the biggest problems you have with this deck is when they're on game point. Because as soon as they're on game point, which they can get there with 2 accesses if you play next big thing, Oppo research is entirely under the runner's control. Because as long as they don't trash anything, they'll never get Oppo'd, and you can play the game without trashing anything. But when they're on 2 points and they need 3 more agenda steals, there's 2 more Oppo windows that they have to interact with. Does Bite Snare show up in the World's Grand Finals 2 years in a row? Mina deserves to escape from Binder Tier? Hey, how's it going, by the way? Go me. Sort of, actually. Oh, this is probably going to be a hateful matchup. I think Bite, I actually expected Bite to do well at Worlds, and it's on the basis that you just need to put more damage into your deck, into your Alco deck. Especially also the tag interacts really well, but Bite was like pretty good at Worlds this year. It's hard to think of decks that want to play it. I mind you, I played Bite and Bangoon at Worlds and had a good enough time. This seems like going to be a bad matchup for us. I think we're just going to have to take our medicine. Thanks, you too. Opening hand, we have a Federal. We don't really want to ice it up. You can. We could ice up a headline, ping Federal. I don't know. It's Jover for Epiphany. This matchup is hell. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like there might be matchups that you just can't win. I feel like playing against Lou, 45 card Lou even, it's not going to be good for us. Next big thing has good tags. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool. If it's Demolisher, I call it quits. I don't even know if I'm as worried about Demolisher. Stratagem has been grinding this deck since before Worlds, like grinding the Lou deck. I mean, I'm expecting the deck that wants to eat assets is going to be good into the assets deck. I'm just going to place fast and lose. Let's see what happens. I've been quietly running a full 2-pointer suite for long, and so people saw this deck and believe I was right. But look, yeah, that's sick. All right, we're gonna get an Epiphany counter. That's good. Holloman, no, paying a credit. That makes sense. Did you say eat ass? I think I might have. I think I might have used it in a context. We're gonna eat ass tonight. I mean, Lou's cooking, right? This is my Toby impression. It's the World's Final, playing CTM, puts his agenda behind a wraparound, just scores it out. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're just scoring agendas behind wraparounds. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm imagining there's going to be a clip somewhere. Print the shirt. Live fast, eat ass. What do we lose? Oh, this one, that's important. Draw for Oppo. I mean, I'm probably not going to. Strike fund. Okay, I was going to purge potentially if they didn't. I mean, hit the button and see what's in the box. Retribution, VSA, Artificial Crypto Crash. I think we'll just put the VSA on HQ. Stop the problems we're having. We'll put this guy here. So the top of the deck is Retribution and a Crypto Crash. I mean, I need economy, I guess. GG next. I mean, it's not that bad. We probably have to purge next turn. Verbal. Okay, we're cooking. Gonna get clipped like that Joe blind from Arrested. Deck looks so bad right now. It just doesn't feel good. I don't feel good. So this sees 2 new cards. There's a crypto on top. Crypto. Yeah, there is a crypto on top. He was correct. You're just gonna let that there because people leave those cards. We have to jam a crypto next turn, I think. Purge makes crypto top. I don't think so. Do I want to res this ping? They have to trash this B1001 for 2 credits and they draw a card. I don't think we're gonna res it. This deck feels much worse to play than it does to play against and yet win. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're in control. It does feel a bit like you're windmilling. Okay, there's 2 points on top. Ian, I think your thing got censored. I don't know what. When they know the top of the deck and you run it, it's like so strange. It never feels good. Sometimes it's right. Like if there's an agenda, would we put on the table? Maybe. It might have been right. But like, I don't know how to score a 4-2 if we don't draw the last Hollow Man in the deck or the Wage Workers, which won't survive. Check Discord. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that right now. There's definitely an eat ass quote in there, unfortunately. Secret tech in Discord? I mean, we're just stealing 4 points on R&D. I guess that's what's going to happen to us. I mean, that's fine. We can res this, which is good. I can't believe it says mandatory draw. It doesn't make any sense. Move the next card. Okay, so we can do Warm Reception Prototype. That's fun. Never mind. I don't know how this works. Start over. Nailed it. Wrong, you send the bake-off results on Discord. So one of these has to not be iced up. At least the NPT conversation has already come up. I think I'd be happier with it. So we have a checklist on top of the deck. We have a money generating thing. We can go look for a card. We're going to get these counters. We found a Crypto Crash and an IP Enforcement. So unfortunately, this one's useless. Do you think they're going to trash the IP Enforcement on the top of the deck? We can de-res or check a Scion. Trust me. Ah, boy. I think we have an Opera Research. Maybe there's a game here, but if we don't, we don't. Yeah, that has to go, doesn't it? Yeah. Why did that come in that order? I guess Lou must have drawn it, right? So there's no good ordering here unless we want to bounce the Verbal or the Paladin. I would have put checkers behind ice. I'm like kind of into it. What's on top of the deck? I think it's bad. But in theory, we have no install in the Warm Reception, so it's not a great res, but we could like res to de-res to res to de-res. Is that what we want to do? F it. Let's bounce. Let's put them in hell. Choose a card to install. Can't choose a card to de-res. Great. All right. We're cooking. We Epiphany for a counter here. It's Crypto Crash, Federal Fundraising, Warm Reception. All right, Federal Fundraising on the table. We res this. We res the Scion. We res the Reception. We bounce the Verbal. We lose the game. Oh, we didn't have to res the checkers because we had a click left. Yeah, we are fools. I honestly don't know if the Verbal's that good compared to the Pally. It's more annoying to have to draw that card, though. Last click draw is so cursed. I don't like any of this. We should have res the checkers at the start of turn. If that was the case, yeah. Because it was easier to de-res than the prototype. Yeah, that was like totally wrong. But I panicked. We had a click left here. We could have clicked for a credit to re-res something else. It was not right. An Opera Research would be good here. Why res checkers? I messed up. Counting to 5 was hard. We didn't have credits. So I wasn't able to res this Federal Fundraising, but obviously I was wrong. Remember how I asked about how fun Crokinole is? I got my separate board and a hook. Yo, Daniel, where'd you get a board from? It's really quite good. Suspicious Checkist. I mean, he's chilling. Yeah, reception has to go down. We'll get our counter. This was the 5th counter res. It was really, really weird. I think next turn we probably purge. They can use Paladin install Verbal, which they drew with Lou. I think maybe we did that wrong. From Tracy. Okay. I don't know if I know Tracy. Maybe Tracy's a company. I mean, like, maybe we draw an Oppo, there's a game here, but like, I don't know if there is. There's a little guy. Go run an R&D. Come on, go. Just run R&D. Why wouldn't you? We know what the card is. Okay, you're running this. That makes sense. Double trashing is really good into Epiphany. This probably does get trashed for 2. You can't let us have that. Like, draw an Oppo, maybe there's a game. Feels like with the backseat passenger. I mean, I don't know who's in control here. Res Federal? Oh my god, yeah, we should res Federal for prototype, that's for sure. I'm tilting a bit. That was a free counter. So we lost a prototype, so it didn't matter. Touch the Checkist. Funny enough, when we get trash as the instant speed, they have to just touch the Checkist. Yeah, the free counter definitely was worth the res. Draw an Oppo. Okay, there's an Oppo 3 cards down. Freedom of information on the top of the deck. That's useless. They have Simulchip, Devil Charm, so they definitely have a way to deal with ice. That being said, we still have to do it. Let's just make things confusing. Colin in shambles. This is a mess. Nice, they gambled. More liquidity than our last Anarch friends. We have increased complexity, but like literally at what cost? Maybe if they face check into something, we can give a tag and then we can score the freedom as a 3-2. But not today. You don't have to res this. Love you must pin all this Urtic attack from a Coco Ob. Yeah. This is the like the don't res your Checkist also, so they have to like bounce it back to hand with Hermes tech. Okay, we're gonna give them an Oppo. They are now exactly on 8 credits because they sure gambled this turn. So if we do credit Oppo, we're on 2 credits. That's like maybe enough to have a game in Netrunner. I don't know, this sucks. Maybe we could have done Epiphany small Oppo, but here I think maybe they crack Fermenter, clear 3 tags. Oh, they don't even have to. So now we just, oh, because of badge. I want to concede. Taco Mentos left the game. So has Andre. Botulus installed on ping. I think that's fine. But like now we have to purge. We have no money. Can I? Yeah, I didn't see the badge. Yeah, badge to clear tag was bad. Like we don't have money to play the game. We won't concede. There's not gonna be that much longer. It's just like I don't feel like we're doing anything. What are you meant to do here? Yeah, this is over. All right. Do you mind if I throw in the towel? I got nothing. I don't know what you're meant to do here. I think we're just like so far behind Fermenter every turn. Concede. Good game. Good game. Yeah, I got nothing there. We're so far behind from Fermenter every single turn. The turn that we have the Oppo is the turn they burst up. If we had like maybe a fork where they have to like crack the Fermenter floater tag, maybe we do something with one of these two. But yeah, I don't think we can do anything. You're meant to die, Mr. Bond. From here, like, I don't know what we got. With only 1 Hollowman left in the list because one's in archives, like, I don't think we can threaten to score out at all. Like, our only line to score out is Stoke the Embers. I don't understand how the deck's on 2 Hollowmen. That makes no sense to me. Like, our win condition is in the bottom 6 cards. How are we meant to get there? Like, is wage work? Do we install advance behind ping and say, like, it'll be hard? The runner versus corp eco is quite cracked. It's like this deck is not drowning in economy. This deck's economy is hoping that you don't interact with it. And like you should interact with it. Because at the end of the day, the only way that this deck interacts with you is not only the Epiphany ability, but 3 Oppa researches. Sometimes they just don't have it. And then you can just trash everything all the time, nonstop. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll like pivot to some spooky decks. You play Flesh and Blood by chance? I used to back in the day. The game is really good. It's just obviously absurdly expensive. Robots.txt, this has to be a swerve. The game is really expensive. So I don't play anymore. I go to like pre-releases, but the game is really good. So why I run Regolith? Neat. I don't know if the meta just doesn't get this deck, but I was doing pretty well, but I wouldn't think Lou sucks as a matchup. Yeah, I think the Lou matchup is really bad. Hey, how's it going? Like the Lou matchup is the part there I think that we're cooked against. But I think just like Anarch with companions we're kind of cooked against. Okay. Stoke in hand, don't love it. Doing well. Thanks. So how do we open this? Zaya. So we need Ice Up HQ. VSA on HQ is good enough. B1001 on the table is good enough. This hand's actually not bad. Thanks, you two. We'll see what Zaya does to us. Sometimes it's tag me Zaya, and that's like a better spot to be in. Starlit Knight on HQ is like absurdly expensive, but probably a bit better than VSA in the long run. Because if they get a Shibboleth down, they break this for 1 for the early game. This, I guess they break with Carmen for 2, but sometimes it gets a bit worse. So we'll just put some stuff on centrals. We can't cash all these checks, but they don't know that. I think mull because there's no money. I think this deck has like 4 money cards in it, though. Like, I don't know how you mull into money and then hope they don't trash it. Looking at the breaker situation in this game, I think double ice would have been enough to push one of the early crypto crashes. I don't think we had the money to do that, but yeah, maybe we had to just push agendas because going horizontal is not going to work. Like, we just need to make one server hard to get into. Like, I could believe that. If they run HQ, maybe we should have put a B on the table. This VSA gives them a tag and they lose a credit. We're on 3 credits. If they run HQ and transfer us, they're on 2 tags. We're on 0 credits. I think we would be okay if they stole or trash from the top of R&D. I think we just have to not get transferred. Our money is precious. Never mind, we have an econ card in the deck. I don't know this is in the list. That's a good start. We get an Epiphany counter, though. I wonder if it's right to Spin Doctor on the draw anyways. I don't think it is. They're going back for a single. That's not super common here. This seems more like maybe a newer player. I'm okay with it. Starlight Knight doesn't stop transfer if they're not tagged. Yeah, we have no money. There's no transfer. Okay. Well, we're on Oppo on turn 1, I guess. Maybe they know something about RD. We don't. Yeah, you duck it. You duck it. They still get in. Galeharp, good game, by the way. I mean, at this point, I'll res. Yeah, 3 tag is really quite bad. And then they have no money to take gain for it. Because now they should clear the tag last click, probably. But they're just going for singles, and they've been finding some good singles, that's for sure. So yeah, our margins are really thin. This is like stealing an NBT on turn 1. All right, so they lose a credit. They take a tag. Turn 1 HHN, yeah. Steal another agenda. Come on. I don't want to draw them. Imagine they transfer last click. It would be such a good play, honestly. Okay, nothing. I assume they have to clear the tag. I think tagging them is just worth it because none of your cards really cost anything. I was worried they'd transfer HQ, but maybe the line is they would never transfer HQ straight up. So they know we have a ping. Okay. They clear the tag. Great. I think we give them a small oppo just to make the game ugly. But otherwise here, we probably Epiphany at the start. Try and get acid powers, bigger picture, balance coverage. Okay, balance is on the table. I could see us wanting to ice that up. That seems important, so I think we do. We could go for a small oppo here. It drops us to 1 credit. That's enough to res the balance. I think that's fine. Just give them a small oppo, make them think about it a bit. We could have got the B on the table as well, but there's no like big run here we're worried about. It's 1 card in HQ. We can't be transferred. Balance coverage is still 3 to trash, which if they trash out, they don't get we get an Epiphany. They don't clear the tags. The worst thing that they could do to us is bravado. If they could bravado us, that's a really good recovery because on 1 credit, we can't do much about it. So if they like do credit clear tag, we're laughing. That's great for us. If they make money, okay, so we're good. They're not bravadoing. The main line, I think, ping on central so you can B1 important central runs like transfer you feared. Yeah, I think these two, like all our ice does the same besides message Chasfo. Like VSA is a ping equivalent. You're right, at some point they'll have their breakers down, but by that point, I don't think the the transfer actually like wins the game. You might be right that VSA on HQ is a bit better because it's cheaper to res. But this face check is like brutally bad, especially when they transfer into it and end up with 3 tags. Because I don't think they're going to drop their Carmen to face check. But I could see them dropping a Shibboleth to face check. So its powers is on top. We are happy showing that, followed by a BP. Oh, wow. They cleared a tag. We know this is a totally safe run, so I think this is probably a newer player. They're going down to 0 credits, 2 tags, and the top card is totally known. So this is not a great run because Spin Doctor can like shuffle it back. I guess they get Zaya credits, but yeah, this is a card they can't interact with. This is the big thing, is the Spin Doctor is actually really important in the matchup because if I know the top of R&D, there's no point running a top of R&D outside of the context of like moving Spin Doctors around. But that run was worth a tag. We can't res this. 1 and 4. Checkist. Probably trash that. We're happy if they trash the 0 coster because we get Epiphany counter, which we're probably not getting this turn. We're drawing a bigger picture. I don't think we actually end up playing it. Slamming HQ, I guess, is a line here. We can be on 5 credits next turn. But yeah, they're in an ugly situation here. They can't trash anything. Hopefully they don't hit the Stoke. Because we lose if they hit the Stoke usually. Hey, Harp, how's it going? We playing the World's Epiphany? Right now we are. It's our 3rd game. After that, we're going to play some spooky decks. B, that's fine. Good. How you doing? How's Halloween? All right, so we know the top is asset. Powers. Reveal gain 2. Okay. So we can click for 3 and just say, I don't care. We know the top of R&D is totally safe. We could draw it to give them another tag. That's not great. What does spooky mean? Oh, it's got Plutus in it. It's got a little scary skull in it. Some scary skull action. I think I'm just going to click 3. I think that's all I care about right now. If they res the Starlit Knight, they end up in tag hell. And from there, hopefully we can close the game out. But honestly, like, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe B1001 remote server push behind ping is good. But I do not want to do anything with the Stoke. Click for 2 install B1000 is better. I do not want to remove their tags for them. I have no interest in removing their tags. It baits a transfer. I don't think they're going to transfer us. If they transfer us now, we're fine. Like, we're laughing. Being on 5 is a better way to duck transfer. Because then they hit the Starlit Knight. And mind you, the Starlit Knight, like, boomerangs kind of poorly because they take 2 more tags. But I don't think we're in the play around transfer area. I think our opponent just wants to touch cards. We're bullying new players. I mean, I just resed a VSA. They're going for singles. Again, this is a known card. It's easier to see this in person if they're not familiar with Epiphany. But the top card of R&D is known. So they are losing a credit to gain a credit. But they are taking another tag. So Starlit Knight is going to be very good. This is a bigger picture. So they can't click for credits because we can just take them. And at some point, if we ice up the powers at B, we can just score an agenda naked on the table. If we just put the powers behind B behind a ping. Credit. Clear tag. Okay. Credit. Cool. They're doing a good job firing Zaya every turn. Like, you want to do that. We'll say operation. Cool. Let's start here, see what happens. B, freedom, which we actually could score the freedom right now. I would love to hit the powers here, but I think we just score the freedom. Kick agendas out of the game. This will scare them a bit, I think, but I'll take it. This is kind of rough. They jumped over from an empty game. Yeah, it's going okay, I guess. We still have a lot of work to do. They're 2 axes away from winning the game. Yeah, now they realize the tags are important. That's good. Bigger pick for a tag than 1 credit score. Yeah, we could have done that to give them 1 more tag. That might have been okay. I don't know how to play this, but we could have done this to like save an advancement. We take their credits away, which is kind of cute. But I think they're going to float a tag here. I think we just give them another tag. I don't think we need the money. Top of the deck is an asset, I'm pretty sure. We don't have an Epiphany. The next card on the deck is a federal fundraising, which would be pretty good. I think we do bigger picture to give them a tag. Yeah. That we just do install powers, install B. Yeah. Let's see what happens now. I don't actually know what they'll do. Hey, Stoid. Yeah, this card's actually been kind of interesting in most of the games we've seen so far, and I don't think I loved how I've played it in each of them. I think bigger picture to give them another tag last turn was like actually really good, because 3 tags is hard to crawl out of emotionally. 2 tags they can clear. 3 is like, I don't know. That'll take me a bit. We definitely want another Epiphany counter, which is a problem if they're not interacting because the Stokes and stuff like that. But we know federal fundraising on the top is great because it sets up Epiphany, which we'll see how that is. Is shipment in the deck? Yes, 1 shipment. Saving BP to combo with 1 tag and shipment might be a normal play. I don't know if it's that good to hold on to it because they're both 1-ofs. They're on 0 tags. Like, I'd rather just push the game forward. It is a federal. Yeah. I think we just trash the spin and keep drawing. Okay, we drew every Stoke. Don't love it. The Starlit Knight doesn't end the run. In theory, they could just like DECKLISTS pass run HQ or like DECKLISTS pass maintenance access, lose the game. Like, we are taking some risk here. That being said, they need credits. But DECKLISTS pass maintenance access is like very much what I'd expect from this eye deck. I don't think our opponent's drawn a card so far. They've just been like sending it. Let's see what they got on the table. I think like when I'm assuming our opponent is a newer player with all like respect. I remember like learning how to play against assets is very, very difficult. You have B, it's fine. If they DECKLISTS pass maintenance access, I don't think B is going to do it. But if they just run HQ, yeah, we can do Starlit into B. We don't know the top of the deck, but we'll do Federal first and we'll be good. When using only the basic action, it's Criminal's super doable. Like all you're doing is basic actions. There's a Shibboleth. Okay, they got it. But this is where it gets really bad because they break VSA for 3 credits. I think they might be realizing now. Now, we don't know the top of the deck, but they're going to end up taking a tag here last click. I don't think we're going to clear the tag for them, but like this costs 3 to break with Shibboleth, not 1. Right? Because it's 1 strength, you boost for 2, break for 1. It's awful. You play Unity, you break for 2. It's all really, really bad. I think the criminal breaker you're looking at to break VSA is like Song Conchal. Learning assets as a new player is like throwing yourself into an Ian shaped wall for 100 games. All right, there are no credits. We don't know if there's an agenda here. There's only 4 agendas in 30, so like this axis seems fine. No, sorry, 5. We'll let them have it. Oh my god, they're on fire. I mean, like, we're talking about it. They're just touching cards and they're winning. Damn. We're on 1 axis to lose. Our margins are razor thin. Okay, let's go. Federal fundraising. I'll do that first. Top 3 of R&D. Crypto Crash, Warm Reception, Wage Workers. Okay, Wage Workers is huge. We can put this behind the ping and feel okay about it because we have a tag and 2 B1001s. So we need the Wage Workers. We need to start scoring from hand. But oh my god, yeah, they're absolute golden hands. When they don't know the top of the deck, we don't know the top of the deck. It's just always agendas. So we will make sure the Crypto Crash is in our hand. We'll put the Warm Reception. We'll do Wage Workers, Crypto Crash. We'll draw the Crypto Crash. Then we'll do Asset. Gain 2. Then we'll do Asset. It's the same card. Gain 2. Okay. So we have an Epiphany. We know the next card is safe, so that's fine. So I think we just do Wage Workers, Crypto behind the balance ping. We could do another B, but I don't actually think we need to. I think we just advance it once so we can do triple advance jam. In theory, we should get the Stoke and Archive somehow, but I don't know how we do that. Actually, I know how we do that. I think the play that we do, oh no, we would install the Crypto, sorry, stall the Stoke, install the Crypto on top of it, install the Wage Workers. And so then when we can score the thing, nah, that's probably not worth it. So we'll do this in server 2. We could do a triple install turn, but I want to keep our hands somewhat padded. So I think we'll just advance this. So let's see what happens. Top of R&D is safe. HQ is a liability server, of course. Let alone the agenda on the table. We could easily lose this. Like, there's a bunch of weird cards that we lose to on the remote server. It's a much funnier play. It's so much funnier. It's just like not that much better because here we can do crypto and just install the Stoke, I guess. But it's a really funny play. Because then it fires the Stoke from archives, which is kind of what you want to do. They have no credits. They've cleared the tag. Top of R&D is safe. HQ is not safe. You have a powers. You don't need to click to jam. No, that's the idea, is that we jam the Stoke with powers. But if this was in the bin, like now we can powers the Stoke and we can advance it. So like it's kind of equivalent. We technically get less money, but we're also more flexible if they like present a problem. They just keep firing us. This one we know is safe because we know the top card of the deck is like a, I actually don't remember what it is. It's a warm reception. So they don't have any money to lose. So they just take a tag. They get a credit from Zaya. Again, we have the Jai break in case in emergency, B1001. Again, oppos are going to be few and far between for the rest of the game. But our tag punishment, we have a retribution, which doesn't do anything. They are cards. They don't need cards. They've been installing cards for a joke. They installed the Shibboleth as a joke to stunt on us. And it's been working. So Federal now keeps the top of R&D safe, which is great. So top of R&D, it's warm reception, Federal, warm reception. Okay, so we're not going to draw any of these. We're going to keep these in rotation. So we'll put the more expensive to trash one. They're all the same. Done. No. Asset. Okay. Gain. Res. Trip. Score. F. Undo. Click. Scored a, sorry. Scored. I forgot we had to res the thing. I also forgot we scored a blank agenda there. We res this, then we advance score. They lose 2 credits. Got him. We can install a card here. We'll do the Stoke from hand, and then we'll just advance it once. We're on 6. Actually, we don't advance this once, I don't think. Situation's super common where there's only 6 points and they cannot feasibly win. I mean, I'm still kind of scared, I'll be honest. So next turn, we can jam the Stoke here. Wait, can we set up a 4-point combo turn? We need to have enough credits though. So I'm scared to advance this because we have to res Star of the Night, we have to res Ping, and we have to res B. So if they go like really hard sicko pressure mode, we have to res all this stuff. If not, we might have been able to set up a 4-point scoring turn where like we score a Stoke and then we can push. Jam over it? Oh, jam over it's actually really good. Jam over it might be fine. Spooky Candles. Hey, Pat, sorry you can't be here. I didn't have time for the costume. But yeah, there's a 4-point setup condition here. I think if we find, I don't know what we have to find. I think we could like Epiphany for a Holloman and maybe win this turn. Freedom, there's one more. No, all the freedoms are out. So no, that doesn't work. Oh, they're all Propeller. That's sick. Wait, is this Dirt Eater? Next week might be tough too, given the strike, unfortunately. Yeah, we're striking all month, unfortunately. I think it's actually not that bad though, Pat. Like if you come with me after work, you're good. And then like and Metro opens at 11, it might be fine. But someday I'll tell people my awful worlds joke. My alternate arrived so I can upgrade the clean getaways and gambles in my runner deck. Ooh. Okay, so our margins are really thin here still. We'll do Federal first. VSA is good. We actually want the VSA. Yeah. I think it's an asset. Okay. Okay. So we can quad Stoke the Embers, then powers that beat that can install a card. This ping now can be challenged, but they'd either have to run the B1001, then run the remote server, and then we lose the game. If they do that, they're like goated. Like that's just cracked. So we could like set up a VSA and jam next turn. I'm okay with that. So quad advance score. We do powers. I think we set up the ice. The other option is we set the Stoke in the remote server. Just win? I don't know if we can, because I don't know. Like, they could do something. Get the Stoke with advancement on it. I know, but then they just run this down. Like, they clear 2 tags somehow and run the remote server. Set the Stoke. Okay, this is not the safe play. This is the cool play, because it can do the thing. But, like, there is a line in which they win. The line is exactly clear 2 tags, run B, run the remote server. That actually seems a bit difficult now that I say it out loud, but there's only 3 agendas in 24, and we know the top of R&D is safe. They don't know about the B. This is simply win. I'm just scared. I'm scared. I don't know what they would have to do here. They're 1 credit short of just running Stoke 3 times. Lilo credit remote, yeah, right? But they can just run the remote server. We have to be them. Run the remote server. We have to be them. Run the remote server. Like literally, they could click for credit and win. But they're 1 credit short. They just need an econ card. But now that they have 2 tags and 3 clicks, it's really hard. Clear 2 and run, yes, that also works. But they only had like 2 credits. 1 credit, sorry. Yeah, if they clear the tags, they don't need to run the B, but they have to like get economy. They have to do like strike fund clear tags. But this, they're 1 credit short of winning. They're literally 1 credit short. Yeah, overclock the B does it. D, how's it going? D, I owed you $2 from 2024. I just paid you back. I'm so sorry. I saw that. I was like, what's happening? 1 credit short of winning means you still lose, Andre? I mean, we could lose here. The margins are that close. This is going to come down to 1 credit. I don't love that we made this play. There was no reason to make this play. This play is so risky for no reason. They always have a backup plan and just win. Always have a backup plan, still loses to B. Raketha, how's it going? Calculated. Oh man, GG. I think it's close. It's quite close. Funny enough, they could run HQ. We can't really keep them out. But they're golden hands. Install NFL clear tag run. That wins too. There's like many ways we lose this. Why are we making this turn? Did we do something in 2024? I don't know why I owed you $2 from Cabin Runner in 2024. What did you do that was $2 worth of value? But it was just like sitting there in Splitwise. Everyone like cashed out besides me. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. It cost me like $4 to send you $2. They haven't drawn a single card. They're on 6 points and we're sweating. I owe D money too, but I think it's bullshit. NFL's the only line I see. Sometimes you have to take the risk. I don't think we have to take the risk though. Like if we put a VSA there, we're golden. Okay, we win the game. But it was close. They didn't. I don't know. They know they can draw cards, right? Like they're dunking on us without drawing cards. This gets a credit. It's fine. I think I bought food one day. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe you did a run to get like breakfast or something, and that divided. It was like $2 a head or something. We all ate like just bread that day. Maybe it was like coffee. I don't know. They must see there's a draw card button. Are they dunking on you? No, that was the line. Run HQ is 100% the line. In theory, run twice HQ is the line. Because if we use the B1001, we lose the game we're throwing. Yeah, they don't know HQ is clean. Running HQ is like 100% what they should be doing here. They could run R&D, but we would have to spin doctor if we know there's an agenda on top, and then they would just have to get lucky. That's the other line, is just run through the VSA. But now it's last click, they can't run because of B1001. So they had to win that click. So we're just going to send it. That was so close. We did not have to do this. I'm glad it barely worked out. Should we let them have it? No, we can't. Game theory. NFL really would have been used earlier in the game 100%. Yeah, I think it would have. But I don't think we had to take that risk. Like the risk was not worth the reward when we could have just done this next turn guaranteed. Balanced asset, I guess. I'm going to reveal it. No. Yeah. Good game. Oh, Holloman was on top. We actually had a sick line there. I made a mistake in letting you trigger wage workers so much. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the game. Yeah, wage workers is really good. It's quite good. They didn't draw a single card. I can't believe it. And yet, yeah, we're sweating there on the back ropes. Credits gained, both sides like sub 30, 20, 25 credits. You're being childish. You let them have it? No game theory. Andre on not feeding the runner 8 points. I mean, like, it would be such a cool story if they won credit perfect on the last turn because your opponent misplays on stream. I didn't realize it was an operation until it was too late. I think you hit it twice. No. Wage workers? Wage? It fired. 3, twice, yeah. It's really good for pushing out the 4-2s. Yeah, I was holding a bunch of points, thinking there's no way. But here we are, eh? That screen said they drew 5, just opening hand. Yeah, I guess you draw your opening hand, but they did not draw more cards. That's absolute buck wild. I imagine they were 30 good cards at some point. Not right now, but worst was holding 6 points. I don't know. No. Cool. Yeah, weird matchup. I think if they just click for credits and deal with our board, we don't get this game. But they sent it through a VSA. If you mulligan, does the screen show 10? That's a good question. Probably not. I don't think so. Hey, thanks again. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. This deck is so weird. Hey, cheers. All right, let's play some Plutus. Let's go. Actually, no, some news really quickly. It's already like probably 10 o'clock, right? Yeah, 10:12, man. Thursday nights. So 2 big things coming up you should know about. Firstly, I think it's this weekend, announcing Project Gunslinger. This is from Axu. Axu is a character, you know Axu. A show match between the Chinese Netrunner community, which that is what they're known as, CNC as they're registered in the images, are going to be playing some show matches against the tiebreakers. For those who don't know, the Chinese Netrunner community, I don't know anyone, I don't think directly, but there's been some really like strong organized play in China. And we don't know many of those players because they don't play. I'm assuming they play on JNAT, but like there's restrictions on the internet. So the community is like pretty segmented or fragmented from the rest of the world, it seems. But they're definitely playing their own meta. They're playing competitive Netrunner. So this Sunday, they're going to be doing some show matches. You can watch it on Axu's YouTube channel, which will be linked in the description. And there's some organized. Can I see this image better? No, I can't see it better apparently. But there's going to be like matches. I think there's about 2 rounds of double-sided Swiss every Sunday, just about for a bit. But at least they have their own JNet, I believe. I'm assuming they do. Maybe they play on normal JNet. Maybe it just shows how little I know about Chinese web security or whatever. But there's going to be a whole bunch of tiebreakers on the left. You can see some of the names: Prof Wacko, Augusta Cedar, Have Her Fun, Ice Cream College, phenomenal players. And on the right are going to be some players that we probably have never seen play, organized play, which is going to be pretty sick. I think organizing this is probably going to be fascinating because the Chinese players are not on Discord because they can't be on Discord. So actually was talking about like getting WeChat set up and all these other like making it make sense, was pretty wild. They do have a JNet clone. Oh, very cool. So they have their own JNet instance. That's starting this Sunday. As shout out, here in North America, we have daylight savings time this weekend. So if you're trying to tune into anything this next little bit, then just watch out that the time zones might be different. It won't matter for Axu, who is like on the other side of the ocean, but like for instance, next week's Metropole Grid will start an hour. I'm not sure if it's later or sooner. We lose an hour this weekend, which I don't think Europe does or the rest of the world does. But yeah, this is gonna be sick. Ting Feng, I've definitely seen on Reg JNet. Yeah, I know the name Ting Feng. I think I have seen that name before, but I don't know. I think I've seen Shiification. I've seen that name before. Maybe it's on Netrunner DB, but those are the 2 names I think I know from this. Interested to see the difference between our meta. I've seen like some lists so far from the Chinese meta. I know they were posting like there's an LEO list that got posted that has like it had like Afshars in it, and it was like very fascinating. This is like early in the new elevation meta, so they're definitely like cooking and they're up to something. So I really want to see this. Morning time gets lighter, so hey Eric. That's this weekend, so check this out. That's really sick. I'm gonna try and drop in for that. I have some family this weekend. That's really cool. Next thing coming up, and this is a couple weeks away. You might know this is coming, but the Invitational Ultimate Showdown. Man of the Moon is running this kind of in the place of Intercontinentals, which don't exist anymore. So this is an invitational tournament where 24 players are coming up, and these players are basically top players at all the showdowns this year and at the major events. If you've seen this roster, it is absolutely buck wild stacked. I believe the format will just be rounds of, I think, single-sided Swiss until you lose 3 lives. So it's going to be like a fun kind of show match that'll be going on for about, I think, 8 hours. This will be going on and or being streamed on the 15th of November, so in a couple weeks. It looks like we'll be streaming it here on the Metropole Grid. So if you're subscribed here, you'll know when it's up. But like, it's just an absolute killer roster. If you've seen any of these names here, again, some of the best players from this year, that'll be coming up in a couple weeks and we'll be streaming that. So that will be up. It's going to be in just a couple weeks. This will be, I think, 2 days before the new ban list, but this will just be the world's ban list. So we'll see how it is. Yeah, it's spring forward, fall back. That's how I remember it. But we're losing an hour. Yeah, anyways, this is going to be killer. It's going to be a really, really fun event. These are great players. So do check that out. They'll be just in a couple weeks. Those are two big things going on. It seems like there's a lot of organized play stuff going on in these like quiet weeks. I believe December will bring off meta month. I've heard some people are already organizing stuff for that. So just keep your eye. I think the date is still to be firmed up. Oh, this date? I'm not sure if this date is still to be firmed up. Maybe it is, because it's probably hard to like get all these people in the same space at the same time. But this is what I've heard about it. This is what I've like signed up to do streaming time. So we'll figure out. If it moves, I'll let you know for sure. You sure you didn't forget to shout out something? Daria, now I feel really bad. Yeah, maybe. I do have a sneaking suspicion that I forget to shout out something, but like, obviously I don't know what I'm forgetting. Abraham is running a poll on whether it'll be before or after the new ban list. I think NSG said the new ban list will be on the 17th. NANPC Boston? No, I don't know anything about that. Let's go to NANPC. I think it's .games. Is it? Do I not know the NANPC website? It is. So there's an upcoming event. Is it this weekend in Boston? Where's Boston? 1st of November. Okay, so it's this weekend. Looks like image unavailable, but the Battleground Games and Hobbies, I've been there before. It's in Norton, Massachusetts. Pretty cool. So who's going down in chat? Who's going to go play in NANPC? Is there a little article that somebody wrote for this one? Who to watch at NANPC Boston? Do we have an article? Maybe we don't. No, we don't. But that's going to be a good event too. I think people are excited to go out and play. So that's great. Oh yeah, I guess we should shout this out. Nelson Games has 2 articles as well. D's there. Joel isn't. Eric isn't. I know a bunch of folks are. This is wrong. Okay, hold on. What's the right date? 2 things to shout out. Firstly, organized play season applications are open and the creator resource portal update and membership renewal. I'll start here. This one's really quick. The resource portal is fantastic. It's how you get like full scans of cards, which is great for content creation. Absolutely saves such a headache. If you're in the creator program, you need to renew your membership. And if you want to be part of the creator program, you can just sign up. They just ask that you've been like making content for the last 3 months. I don't think they particularly care about the quality of the content, but if you want to get support from NSG to help you make stuff, this is what you want to do. So just go hit the survey and fill yourself up. This just like asks you a couple basic questions. I would recommend that. Otherwise, organized play season applications are up. I think applications are going on until this are due on the November 14th. I think they said they would let you know by December, or I think I made that up, but they're telling us when the organized stuff will be next year and when the ban lists are expected, which is pretty cool. We've never had this much leeway, or sorry, this much runway when it comes to ban lists. And they're telling you when the schedule are for districts, which will be from February to April, mega cities, which will be the summer largely, and continentals, which will be late summer. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff here if you want to apply for those. Definitely apply for them. They're really, really cool. I think everyone basically can apply for a districts, and I would recommend it. For a mega city, I think you probably should talk to people in your continent, in your country, make it make sense, but do apply for those. Continentals, apply for that. It's a lot of work for sure. I think I'll be applying for some stuff this year for sure. I haven't decided what, but we ran a continental last year and it was huge. So that's great. Website says Battleground. Wait, that's not what the website says. Where is NANPC Boston? Does anyone know where NANPC Boston is? Upcoming NANPC Boston is on the 1st. It's in Cambridge. And it's at the Pandemonium Books and Games, which is totally not in Newton. So this is something totally different. Okay, so if you're going to play at Boston with all these nice players, it is at Cambridge, Massachusetts. This is Cambridge on this side of the ocean, and it is on the same day, but it's at a totally different place. So NANPC website is not correct on this, so don't mess it up, please. Looks like we'll start at 11 a.m. sharp. Cool. All right. Let's play some Spooky Skull. Okay, so we're going to playing. I think there's like 3 decks I want to play that play Plutus in it, because Plutus is like one of the most frightening cards. And it's mostly because I didn't want to make a stream around Hantu, because you don't honestly get that far. Plutus is really kind of cool. And I think there's like some tier 2-ish decks that are showing up. And Plutus is really, really flexible. And I think you can play it in a couple different factions. And I think the basic neutral transaction that we have that Plutus allows you to play is a strong enough base. And it seems like most factions, maybe barring NBN, have 1 or 2 good transactions that allow you to make Plutus not into a value card, but into a win condition. So as long as you have a card that allows you to play a transaction that either lets you to install a card or put an advancement on a card, you can use Plutus to some extent to fast advance. Install a card or gain click, those are the 2 that are the most important. And so HB has a bunch of cards, Jinteki has 1 card, NBN I don't think has cards, Wayland honestly doesn't actually have that many cards that do it. But There's a whole bunch of decks that can do Plutus well. Yeah, I want to play Plutus AUCO. I want to play Plutus HB because I think that's really cool. I think Plutus Cohort is great. Plutus Regenesis is interesting. But I think we're going to start with playing the Plutus deck that I'm familiar with, that I haven't played since many months, which was the Plutus Zwicky deck. And I think I mentioned this when we came back to the tier list. Zwicky has just kind of disappeared from the minds of the people for some reason. This is the last version of the deck I played. I replaced my my load-bearing moon pools with sudden commandments, and I thought this was actually very cute because it's a Plutus-like effect. This is a fast advance deck that relies on Plutus, but doesn't need Plutus all the time. It runs 13 agendas, which is kind of cursed, but maybe we'll get away with it. I think the only one change I'd maybe make is that if people are playing the expected vampire list, I would try and play a couple Kessleroids because I think it's good enough. Otherwise, our barriers are Maskarovka, which are fine, and Logjam, which is okay. Our code gates are kind of the Wayland code gate suite, which is like just weird right now. We're on 2 measured. Maybe we could be on 3. I felt like 2 is enough. And we're only on 2 Antils, which like Antil just always gets pinholed, it feels like. And I'm not sure if we should be on 3 and we should cut a KPI. I want to play KPI because it's a transaction, and we're playing Zwicky, which draws cards when you gain credits from transactions or agendas. But this deck I really enjoyed. I've been having a lot of fun with it casually. I haven't brought it to a major tournament, but I don't really play major tournaments. Let's give this a shot. If you're in 13 agendas, I feel like you could get away with Moonpool over Sudden Commandment and have a really good time. Luke, that's actually what I did with this before. And not only is that more powerful, because you also have red level clearance. And red level clearance plus Moonpool already is a really good combo. Now, 13 agendas is a lot, but like, again, the slash and burns get out of your hand relatively quickly. The cool line you have is off the books, double slash the burn, and then you use the off the books counter immediately to get a spin doctor, which saves your slash and burns, which is like kind of pretty hype. But I do agree that the earlier versions were just playing 6 influence on 2 moon pools, and with RLC, that makes a lot of sense. But I've been trying Sudden Commandment, and that's what I've been trying latest, and I actually really liked it. Because a lot of times you get to 5 or 6 points, and then the runner would lock you out, and this is one card that says, it's really hard to lock us out. Because usually this is a clickless like draw of 3 cards, and that's kind of all we need when in the mid game or the late game we're just setting up slash and burns. So let's see if we can figure it out. Let's give it a shot. Midwest TOs, please reach out to Swiderside, Swide everywhere, but here for regional pricing conversations. Oh, very cool. Okay, let's give this a shot. It's been a while since we played this. This is really fun though. Why Logjam over Pharos? For 1 more credit, you get the same base strength as the highest Logjam and can reach without boosting it. I think there's 2 big reasons. So it's not 1 more credit, right? It's a lot more credits. Because a lot of time when someone hits a Logjam, you res it functionally. Is it 1 word? You res it for 4 credits. So it's actually almost twice the cost. So when they face check a Logjam in the early turns, you'll res it. It's okay. You basically get a 4 credit Logjam instead of paying a 7 credit Pharos. Second thing people are saying in chat is that it just is better into things like Boomerang and is better into things like Botulus. At the end of the day, they have to break all these subroutines, which is a legitimate problem. But like a Pharos, you can get through it with, you know, a cookbook Botulus. You can get through it with a Boomerang, take a tag. But the biggest thing is I don't want to pay 7 credits. I don't want to pay 6 credits, but I'm okay paying 4 credits. The difference between 4 and 7 is massive. I do think Pharos is maybe a bit underplayed, but at the end of the day, like we're not a really big taxing deck. I'll res 1 Logjam maybe. But yeah, it's because we want to res it for 4 usually. That's how I'd say it. I probably have this deck in here actually. Can I do search? Oh, I'm at 245 decks, but you had to purge this a long time ago. Zwicky Modernism. Let's just make a new one. A new corp deck. Zwicky. The Zwicky, excuse me. Zwicky FA. Cool. Let's just try this as is. Corp. Skull. Go. I think the fact that we're in like the triple pinhole meta is also not going to help you when our like double ice BOAC remote server holds your Plutus. Like that just usually dies. So that's probably not good for us. So I just think like the amount of pinholes makes most of our game plan not worth pursuing or not consistent to pursue. Oh, Eric Hyden is playing a game. I guess someone's preparing on the weekend. Eric, we can play a game. I think this is the last NPC event this year. I haven't been like tracking the leaderboard. It's not really my thing, the leaderboard, but I think people probably care about that. I'm not quite done. Well, we'll see if it lines up. What Wayland are you playing? Are you playing? What Wayland are you playing? I don't take you as a Wayland player. You're playing op. Neat. Are you playing the like the combo op deck? The like nano management not kill op deck? I have yet to see that, but I've heard that people are playing it at Worlds. Give me 1 second. Scrubs op? That's the one I'm talking about. I think that's the same one. I'm pretty sure that's the fast advance one. Yeah, like fast advances out a basalt and then wins from there. Yeah, that's the one I mean. Yeah, not like mad op. I don't think I've said the story about the mad op psyop. Meteor came up to me and Meteor said, which was so funny, that he thinks everyone has a secret op deck, including the snare bears, and I'm like kind of laughing. Scrubs is yet to be published though. I don't know if hey Tron. I don't know if that list is published anywhere. Hey. Best of luck, have fun. Do you want to do the silliest play? Let's do the silliest play, because we have it in our hand and it's just damn funny. This is not the responsible play, but this is like the JNet casual fun play. Oh, we drew a third one. That's really funny. So check this out. You can do this. Expend. Expend. Score. End turn. Use off the books. Get spin doctor. This was not responsible. It's just really funny. Do it for the stream. This is totally a stream play. I've done this before when it actually made sense, but here at Ice Up Centrals, I'm imagining. Knick-knack, good setup. Tron probably won't get lat draw here. But like that is just the most fun. So this forces up the spin because we have to crack it. We're going to just score a green mail next turn and not care. Full Timmy play. I mean like, oh man, we could like do it again and just trade an eminent to get another spin doctor. But I think we're just going to score this. Oh yeah, we can draw a card here. I forgot about that. Yeah, we don't need this. We're halfway to winning. It's turn 2. It's that easy. Next turn, I would consider slash and burning an eminent and just getting a BOAC. We can just put it on archives and not care. In my defense, Cable Carnage was testing Rig Shooter Pub Runner. So Cable Carnage showed up at COS with a fake deck, a fake op deck, just to like kind of annoy people. Spin Doctor. That's a good hit, actually. That's really important in the matchup. Yeah, I think he played this op deck on COS as kind of a joke. Okay, we have a BOAC. Revolver breaks it for 4 credits. So we could just trade an eminent for a slash and burn and be on, not on game point, but we can go get a spin doctor. I mean, this is like totally what you do for stream. Cool. Every turn we've scored an agenda. Now our money is run out. We are Zwicky, but we have scored an agenda on literally every single turn. We cannot score 3 points on a turn. I don't think the deck can do it. But this is just very funny. I'm glad we're doing this. Like at some point we have to run out of gas. I think it's right now. It's a line. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. I don't know, break ice or something. I honestly don't know. I think you need a lock R&D eventually, but just the funniest. Yeah, we have our Plutus, which like maybe it's okay. We have no transactions. In fact, we also have to get credits. We've drawn literally 0 transactions, but the spin doctor spins back a slash and a spin, which is like kind of great. All right. Got rid of the DZ, trying to go fast. Pretty Mary. Ooh, that's good. That's lock. That's what you want. The deck has a lot of agendas in it. Oh, that's a good one too. It's really awkward in Pretty Mary. So I'm assuming this is has Devadata, but maybe you just play Pretty Mary. I'm assuming this deck is on like 2 Devadata. I don't know if this is an Eru deck. Assuming they are. Sudden Commandment got trashed, so there's 1 card and then Unknown. And now because of the no, you still get lat draw here, of course. But like the Plutuses might actually stick. And we can like wipe our whole hand for Plutus. We need a transaction. That's really good. So we can use this transaction to draw 2 cards. The problem is we don't have money if we break lock to get a green mail. So I think we gain 2 credits, see what we draw from that. We could gain a click here if we want to. This deck is so funny. Come on, double measured? I mean, we're not getting there. There's only 2 measured in the deck. So we could draw more cards. I think we just draw more cards. Oh my god. Oh my god. We installed 2 Plutuses and we're chilling. We actually might install Plutus credit to throw out the petty cash because then we can play the petty cash. But unfortunately, the petty cash doesn't do anything. No, we'll actually be fine. We have to be on 3 credits. I think we still do this. Netrunner is a silly game. So we can get a click next turn if we Plutus our hand. We have no 5/3s in the deck. But we can use this Plutus res to discard our hand. Oh, wow. This is very funny. So if he leaves an agenda in hand, we actually can Plutus it to trash our hand, which is like kind of goofy. It's not great. Trash a revolver. We threw out our snake, unfortunately. Or sorry, our lizard. Let's see what happens here. Probably bad for us. Petty cash measured mask. Oh my god, never mind. This is sick. The petty cash goes to the bottom. The measured goes to the bottom. Petty cash goes to the bottom as well. Okay. I can't believe we kept the 2 agendas. That's great. So now R&D is unknown. I mean, I think we have a game of Netrunner here. What a weird game. SMC. Okay, let's say we just grab a conduit or we grab a Devadatta to lock 3. Overclock R&D. So I think we're getting a conduit or a Devadatta. Those are frightening. It's a Devadatta. Okay, that makes sense. Nothing to do here. This will lock the top of the deck, which is unfortunate. Antil for 1. We're glad we're not drawing that. So in theory, we could res the Plutus. The Plutus could fire the Red Hill level, but I don't think we want to do that. All good. So I don't think we res the Plutus here. Okay, Descent is fine. Masquerovka is fine. So we need to find transactions through Plutus. Okay. I think we just do this and say the whole game's an R&D, which is only slightly correct. But now we could consider Plutusing to play our red level clearance because if we find any agenda, we can slash and burn it. Ideally, we get an off the books. Euler, okay. So the assumption is this is the Masquerovka. It's not. You can res the Plutus and forfeit the green mail to make a bunch of money. Oh, you're right. I forget that we make money off of this. So no matter what, we're okay resing this. Yeah, that actually is the good text on green mail. I'm actually usually used to dumping our hand. Nice. Again, the read was that was the Descent in hand. So knows half the hand. Good. I think I'm just going to do it. And we're going to do this on our opponent's turn because we draw a card off of the green mail as well. So we'll forfeit this. We'll gain 4 credits and draw a card. Oh my god, this is so good. So we don't even have to eminent domain. We don't even have to slash and burn this. Let's see what happens now. So we'll play the red level clearance. So we're going to gain 2 credits, which draws a card. Oh my god. What is going on? Oh my god. Can we win? Is there any way we win? No, we can't win in a single turn. So I think we do off the book, slash and burn, advance, go get a spin doctor. I think we just do the same thing. It might be right to ice the Plutus, but Tron's on 0 credits. Technically 2 with this. But I think we double slash this again. I would really want to have another transaction in the bin. Oh, sorry. We could ice the Plutus, but the Plutus actually doesn't do anything. So off the books, you want to use 1. We'll search for a spin. Install spin. New remote. It's so good. Slash is kind of sick. He just draws all of them. I mean, they're just going back. So we can maybe win this. No, it's really hard for us to win this turn. We have to find a transaction with Spin Doctor and discard it. So there is a line. Funny enough, the line is we res Spin Doctor, draw a transaction, res this Plutus, discard the transaction, and then we can get a click. So this Spin Doctor needs to draw something good. So draw a petty cash. We could win. So we'll put these back in. But yeah, if we read this Plutus, we can throw out the petty cash. I guess we also have to draw a 3-2, which is not guaranteed. I mean, maybe. Maybe, but I think we just score the Eminent and go get a big snake. Oh, that's a good jailbreak. Edge Plutus, never mind. We're built different. It must be, yeah. What's the opposite of golden hands? This Plutus is interesting. It means you get lat draw, so it's kind of worth something. Oh my god. No lat draw. Sure gamble though, that's why. Okay. So we could res the Plutus, throwing out Descent, Hedge Fund, Petty Cash. And then we could play the Petty Cash, score at the Eminent. Yeah, let's just do it. It's funny. So we'll reveal and trash 3. 1, 2, 3. Start a turn. If we draw 3-2, we win. So we'll play the Petty Cash, draw a card. Wait, can we win? We can't win here. Install Greenmail. No. We've used all our spin doctors. So I think we just do Eminent if we ice up the Plutus, or we ice up HQ. I think we ice up HQ because we have the Greenmail in hand. Your turn. Off the books. We'll go get an ice. I forgot we could do this. What can't they break? Let's just get a Maskarovka. Orier, how's our night been? Amazing. This game has been absurd. Score Eminent, install Greenmail from deck, slash and burn it. Is that legal? Score Eminent slash... Yeah, Raketha, I think we had the line there. I think you're right. Oh my god, yeah, we could have won. No. Install advance. No, we couldn't, because that would score Eminent takes our whole turn. I don't think we could. It was close. Yeah, we were a click short. No, admittedly, there's like no big central pressure, so we don't have to play around Siphon. We didn't ice up. But like here, yeah, now you just go get your revolver, you break BOAC 1.5. We have no transactions. No, we have a hedge fund, which we can't play. So this needs to hit the 1 Greenmail in hand. Anthill, love it. You're coming back. 1 and 3. No. Needed that one. But if we top deck any agenda, we can win, besides another slash and burn. This is a sick game of Netrunner. Unfortunately, like we have to play the transaction with Plutus, and we just don't have the credits to play the hedge fund. So just top deck any agenda. That's not... Got him. Good game. That was 8 turns. That was legit. That was sick. Absurd. 3 turns, 3 first turns, 3 agendas. The burner missed 2 slabs. Oh my god. Draws a card. It's a red level clearance. Like there is, if we drew a red level clearance, we also could have played clicklessly to draw 2. Like we have so many weird outs there. That was just sick. This is why this deck is cool, but usually you end up in like this weird mid-range Glacier thing where you have like 3 BOAX on the remote server. But that was kind of perfect. I mean, the deck has like 13 agendas, so I think we're on average scaling the line. I think if I played against this the tournament, I'd tilt. Yep. But then like they play a Hermes, who lose the game. Who needs a new mulligan? Laura, how's it going? Our opening was so good. Thanks for the game, eh? Yeah, I think we're on 13 agendas. Like this is not super absurd. It's why like Moonpool makes sense, but we're also at a point where like Sudden Commandment is actually really good, as much as we needed a couple more credits. We didn't see an operation for the first couple turns. But like the double, yeah, that's the thing with the new like Arca Mulligan. The fact that you could do double like slash and burn into off the books is like just such a goofy play. This is one of the few ways that like off the books feels better than Atlas, as it allows you to click compress the install off of it, which Atlas doesn't allow you to do that line. But like the double off the books was actually really good. That may be true. I don't do the math. Considering you drew 4 minutes labs, I think you're very above right. Yeah, we kept drawing the same agendas. You're right. Hey, good games. That was fun. Let's do that again. 3 Plutus was also good. Like 1 Plutus, you trash it, you're happy. But 3 Plutus is like, okay, that's a problem. I think you have to assume the card on the table is the Plutus though, because if it was a spin, we would have rezzed it to like duck. Hey, Eric, this is going to be fun. Actually, this is going to be Seb. Yeah, it's going to be Seb. That's a bit harder. Oh, this hand's great though. I like this hand. This is where I want Kessleroids in the matchup. Yo, Tron, what a game. Just what a game. Slab is great. Hey. Best of luck at Boston, huh? All right. So we're gonna ice up HQ so we don't get transferred. This deck is on at least 2. So we have to petty cash first. It draws a card, which is fine because we can double install. I think we just do Logjam HQ. Shylander on R&D is not my favorite. The thing is, like, this card probably shouldn't be in the deck. I think this would be better as any in their encode gate. Slab versus Audacity seems a bit harder to evaluate after watching that game. The card's good. Like, having your win condition attached to an agenda in this world of Netrunner is pretty good. Audrey throwing out strike funds. Are we 2 strike funds? Oh, 1 steel skin, 1 strike fund in. Yeah, white space is really good. Kessleroid also should be in this matchup. We don't have it. This logjam might be overcompensation. But now you have to be a bit scared. So you don't play the petty cash here because you need it for your Plutus. Draw a card. Perfect. Okay. You also need to contest the spin doctors because we want to ice up at spin doctor because if the spin doctor is protected, we can slash and burn really easily. I want Shylander to be mouseless so bad. You and I both. It's mouseless was cracked though. Just absurd. Yeah, we'll res this. Runner loses all their money, takes on head damage. We get an advancement on our logjam. We hit a crew, that's not bad. But the leech counters are actually scary because now you can trash 3 strength ice. Our logjam is less than that, so not good for us. Okay, money's bad though. Red level clearance, we probably play here. If we gain 2 credits off this and find an agenda, we can install our spin doctor clicklessly. So we'll start there. We didn't. Okay. And we can't play the petty cash. So I think we just gain a click. We don't want to put cheap installables on the table though, which sucks. We definitely want an agenda. Would you tree line a mouse? Yes. Yeah, you would. You definitely would. I think this antail is useless. I think we could just draw 2 here and play faster. Okay. So this petty cash means we can hedge fund next turn, so we can put a spin on the table. I just don't want to put the antail because the Audrey counters, we need to deny them. The spin will get contested. Well, actually on 0 credits, maybe they won't. If they don't, we're in a good spot. Maybe we just do this. This is weird. I think the antail is trash. This is Mr. Neon. This is Eric. Petty cash is also the only thing that makes the logjam look like a Netrunner card. Wait, what? Minstrel, how's it going? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Like, that's funny. Okay, so we can draw an agenda here and actually do something. So we don't need to res the spin doctor right away, but we could. We have a second petty cash, so let's see what happens. Okay, so we have Winchester. That's not bad. But if we res this spin doctor, we'll be on 8 cards. Okay, we can be on another card by playing this petty cash. Dumping the antail is wild. I don't want to give it to Audrey. Maybe we just assume we draw ice soon enough. Maybe that's fine, but we had enough econ in our hand. Okay, we'll just play this petty cash. Draw. Okay, we drew another petty cash, I think. So we can hedge fund this turn. It's okay. I think we want to ice up the other spin doctor. I think I want to ice up HQ though. Maybe we have to ice up archives as respect. Because if this gets trashed, we get an Audrey counter. It's not that bad. Maybe here we do hedge fund. Maybe we actually do set up Plutus. Because we have red level and 2 petties. Sorry. Well, we've not drawn enough agendas so far. This is the opposite side, where now you have to actually play the game. Because I want to make sure Leech stops, so running archives is not that good. This logjam gets eaten, so putting Winchester there is pretty good. So we could do like hedge fund Winchester. That might be fine. We can throw out a petty, I think. Yeah, that's probably fine. I think icing up archives is worth something in this matchup. Hedge fund Biowac. I want to keep the Biowac for the remote because at some point you have to run the remote. Okay, we're pitching the steel skin. Friendo, okay. But yeah, we want to ice archives against Praxis. Okay, that's a lot of petty caches. I guess here we play KPI. I don't think we petty cache from the bin. We can set up a Plutus line. I think that's what we do if we don't find something to push here. So we'll gain 2 credits, which draws a card. We drew a Spin Doctor, so I guess we install a Biowac. Okay. Server 4. Okay. We should draw last click, but I'm going to make fun of myself, so I'm going to click for credit. This Winchester and the Biowac are the same ice to our opponent. Well, this one they can maybe trace through. This one they can't. This one is like Devil Charm or nothing. This one is question mark. Okay, Hannah and 10 credits mean we'll start to check the Spin Doctors, which sucks. If this one gets trashed, I don't think we care. Because I don't think you're going to run down this one. What do you do here? I don't think you care. No, I think we just need to get more cards. Yeah, that's perfect. Do we crack this one? No, we have another one in hand. Well, this denies. Yeah, I think we do. Because this denies the thing. We want to keep our operations in the bin, so I guess we'll put back the anthill. Yeah. I think we want to make sure that we can't trash anything. Okay, so next turn we can do the off the books double slash play to get a spin. We can also like get rid of our green mail to get the Plutus rezzed. Having all 3 spins on the board would have been funny. Yes, very funny. Very much not happy with lat. Friend of a friend to clear the tag. We're on 12. Okay. Ah, that's a hand. Oh man, I forgot to res the Plutus. That's okay. This gets the most cards out of our hand. We have 7 cards in hand, so I think we're just going to do the goofy play. Expend. Expend. Score. End turn. Search. Spin. New remote. Your turn. It doesn't deny the Hannah? No. Like, Hannah's not going to get a tag. But it's a free run. Yeah. If the run disappears, Hannah doesn't get a tag. Hannah had a tag already. Okay. In theory, you can do this by running Hannah clicklessly, but this also gets a leech counter, which is worth something in the matchup. All right, so we have to put these in. So now we can Plutus into the off the book, so we can trade our 1-pointer into a 2-pointer. We can also just trash our hand, but we're getting to the part where measure might matter. What time is it where you are? Trying to figure out the time difference. I'm in Montreal, so it's like 10:49 right now. This weekend, we're going back an hour, so it'll be slightly different. But yeah, it's 10:50. Okay, how far are we getting here? Double ice res? We actually can't afford double ice res. So which one do we want to res here? This will become 3 strength. Ooh, 1 credit short. Measure is good in this matchup? Yeah, I do imagine so. In fact, well, no, not threat 4. In theory, it could actually be lethal this turn. So we res the Winchester. You have to do something really bad to it. I think we res the Winchester. Zwicky's actually good. I honestly don't mind Zwicky. I think Zwicky's better than the amount of play it sees. We also have 4 credits banked on the green mail. So you have to take a tag here and float a tag. Unfortunately, I think we do res the logjam. Res the logjam because there's a botchless on it, but then it'll get crude. So I think here we res the Plutus to gain 4 to res the logjam. Like, we do a really cool line here. Like, this line is sick. We'll res this, forfeiting the green mail, gaining 4, drawing a card, then we can res the logjam. Trashing the hand looks better when you're on the game point after scoring 3-2. I agree. Here, I just want to do this to keep him out. This might not be right, but it denies a transfer. Curses again. This is a cool line. Nobody plays around this line. And it leaves us exactly on, well, it'll be 5 credits. So we can like petty cash, score out off the books and be on, oh wait, close to game point. Let's see if they break the 2 cards on the logjam. It only kind of matters. You might want to just let the botchless counter save up, but it looks like we're going to break it. It might be wrong to break it. You might just want to let it happen. Okay, I think we petty cash here. Draw a card. I don't want to. They're on a tag. Is this? No, I think we just score out. Okay. So I think we just score out the off the books. The BOAC we could res is probably going to go down though. And hopefully this Plutus stays. It might not. So I'll get rid of the... Ice is good though. Commandment seems a bit suspect, but it is like kind of a powerful card in this matchup or like in the game. So I think we maybe just do this. We'll see if we feel bad about it. It actually probably was right to discard Hedge Fund in hindsight, but this Plutus might not survive. Because, oh yeah, I guess we RLC here just to get back in the game. Maybe we KPI, honestly. Hedge Fund's Mask Archives, yeah, I agree. I think the Hedge Fund is way worse. I think this is a really good call from our opponent because we can't res this anymore. And now we lose the Plutus. Okay. Audrey counter, so they can break Logjam. Instead of scoring, yeah, maybe actually it was okay not to score there. Maybe Masking Archives is good because we're on threat 3. I do like that. I think you should have played one of those petty caches at some point. We did. We played one of them. I guess we could play 2 in a turn. Oh yeah, take the click. Take quick click. Yeah, you're right. Maybe because we can play 2 petty cache in a single turn. That's not something I expect. And I guess, yeah, we could have been on 4, which means we could actually res the Plutus there and blow out the board state. That might have been a bit better. Yeah, being on 4 is actually pretty good there. Plutus never stays long, but always brings us profits. Rejoice, my friend. Okay, so now we have to click for credit here. So it's awkward. Okay, R&D is the game. That's a good draw. That's a great draw. Now it shows us the petty cache because we're in the middle of resolving an action. That's really cool. So we'll put the mask on archives. We might have a purge angle in a turn or 2. I think we can put the spin in server 4. It probably gets Hannah run. If we res the BOAC with a single leech counter, they can get through it. But if we end up resing the BOAC, throwing it off the books at our opponent, this trashes Manuel, it trashes an Audrey, it gives a Hannah tag. I mean, seems good. I would either do credit here or install Spin Doctor. This is our last Spin Doctor, so I'm going to be a bit cagey about it. Maybe we should do it. Maybe we just need to make a play. I totally forget we're an MR deck, but we are, actually. Our opponent needs to respect MR. Oh, wait, you lose the game. Oh, you just died unmeasured here. Oh, that's not good. We just don't res mask, and then Eric dies to measured. Okay. I do forget we're a measure deck. Yep. Guess what I'm just saying to chat. Sure you want to make this run? Yeah, you just straight died unmeasured. Yeah, you can undo that. That makes sense. We're practicing for an event. Hey Arcanius, how's it going? I'm an old FFG player and I'm just sort of getting back into the game. It's wild how different the game feels now. It depends when you stop playing. It's not that dissimilar to like end game FFG, like the last couple of years. If you're playing the early game of FFG, the early couple of years, it is different, but like Netrunner became different. But the game is really good. Netrunner is still fantastic. Welcome back. Okay. I think we just build a remote server. I think Fly Swatter is like very, very good. The issue is we don't have, I think we just play a petty cache. I think clicklessly getting 2 in a card draw is what we want because we need a jam. I don't want to pay 4. Yeah, that's great. So we can just do Eminent, Fly Swatter, credit. HQ will get pressured, but I don't think we care about it. Is another transfer that important? We could put the Fly Swatter on HQ, do Fly Swatter, Mask, Eminent. That's probably better. Wait, are we cashing checks that our body can't, like, do we have this credits? That's clearly not it. We'll be on 5. It'll be close. We'll see what happens. We might not be able to cash these checks. You have a hedge in hand? I don't want to play it though. I want to install 3 cards. Hedge the friend, double MR. I mean, we can still do it next turn. We can do petty hedge, double MR. But yeah, I don't expect to see a run here. So I think we'll play this petty cache, draw a card, score Eminent. We're on 4 credits. That's fine. Ooh, Plutus. What are we discarding? I think we do Eminent to get a Plutus. That's like fun. We're threatening to win the game in a turn. Eric has to run it. Yeah, that's probably it. So we can get anything from our deck. I could see us playing a hedge fund that turn and not pushing, but that's like kind of the opposite of Rejoice. Lagu fires. in theory when it's unrezzed. They trash a sure gamble. Okay, we'll get rid of this one. So there's a couple top decks that win. You have to deal with the Plutus, or maybe we win. You still have to play around measured. We have a petty cash in the bin. We don't. Uh-oh. That's okay. Plutus into red level is not bad. Plutus into William Huang is not bad. We're cleaning the tag. So, oh, that's a Menuensis, of course. Rejoice, it's here. It plays transactions. Ooh, it's a little guy. Ooh, a little guy. All right, so if we res the Masquerade, we break it. If we res the Bioac, ooh, I don't think we break the Bioac. I think we res the Bioac. It's so much funnier. We res the Bioac for all our money. We protect the Plutus. The Plutus can't do anything. Wasn't Bioac on HQ, R&D, and drawing it to 3-2 line here? There's a lot of lines here. I don't know if I'm going for the best lines. I'm going for the Plutus lines. I'm going for the jammy lines, but like icing up R&D is totally fine because it's very likely we top deck an agenda and win. Every agenda besides slash and burn wins the game here. Impish, how's it going? Maybe we just let this Plutus go. It gets an Audrey counter. We could always purge. This is where the Shylander is actually kind of good, but if we can res this mask, it's bad. I think we just like let this go. I don't think this Plutus matters that much. I just went in and made my deck standard, and I'm sad pop-up window's not in the game right now. Arcadius, if there's a card that I miss more than anything every day, it's pop-up window. Man, they tried to make a pop-up window like, and it's just so not fun. But pop-up window is like one of the coolest cards of all time. There's nothing like it in the game, unfortunately, and it's just so fun. So this turn, if we don't top deck the win, we purge. We could tempo measured if we really wanted to. I mean, this doesn't win. Another sure gamble. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Is Spin Doctor the worst card in her hand? It's probably Hedge Fund, I'll be honest. Please don't tempo measured. Chris, you can't stop me. I'll do it. Credit Hedge Fund, tempo measured. I'm not going to do it. Probably. There's a reason why my NBN decks is using the old FFG pop-up window sleeves. Oh, those are hard to find. You've done well with the. I have some of the old FFG sleeves. I've been giving them out to people at events. Oh no! If only our entire breaker suite was not entirely stopped by this 2-credit ice. Oh no! It saved us a whole turn. Oh no! God, this card is so good. Let's throw out a strike fund, right? I was teaching my brother-in-law how to play with the starter decks. I actually boomed him with an unadvanced Urtica Cypher on his second turn. If they were running with 2 cards in hand, or fewer than 2 cards, I do think that is something you learn. Is this deck good? Fly Swatter is such a menace. Good game. Man, I kind of like Zwicky a lot. Like, it is just fun. That's turn 12 again. Search R&D for a card. You know what it is. They're all gone. Rejoice. Whoop. I got some that the Fly Swatter was super well positioned there. I whistle slash and burn. People need to stop playing Sly Fighters. It's so bad, except against Virus Rigs, but they're not real, trust me. It's so good in this matchup. I remember in the early meta, which is like why I loved it, there was a bunch of Seb players, and like their whole breaker suite was Audrey, Gourmand, and Banhar. So if you just did 2 Fly Swatters, they could not do anything. It was so good. 7-0 split. I mean, there's a deeper narrative. There's a bigger narrative there. There's a more interesting narrative. But I drew okay. Yeah, you have to play around measured. I'm glad that Eric realized that during the run, because that's like sometimes during the run you realize like this is a mistake, and it's not too late. Hey, good game, Eric. I'm excited to see you play more, Seb. I'm glad you caught the measured line, because yeah, we had double measured in hand for a while. But we were just flying. We were just flying. I do think grabbing the Plutus there at the second last turn was probably not the play. It keeps you busy, which is good. This wiki's just sports. I mean, it's 13 agendas. The thing is, like, the runner touches your agendas, you're upset. That's the biggest difference. It's not sports like that. Like, if you steal my slash and burn, like, our win condition flies away out the window. But like, damn, all jams wiki games. Interesting narrative is Plutus browse profits. Rejoice. It was good enough. Yeah, honestly, the runner has to deal with it. And like having those mini goals is important. It's minstrel. It must be late. You think so? If you have Plutus there, I assume you score the winning agenda. Yeah, you have to deal with it. But like at that point, I was just waiting to draw an agenda anyways, because I have Slash and Bird in hand. Hey. Ooh, Az. That's interesting. I like this hand enough. Logjam is really good against boomerang.deck. Do I hard pivot to this at Boston to keep my MPE deck? I think, Daria, you'll play an MPE deck better than most people will. I think you should do that. My favorite runner game in Worlds was against Zwicky. How'd it go? Okay, if we top deck a hedge fund, we're in a good spot. Even a petty cash will be fine. It's weird that the Wayland transaction pool is like not... Oh, no, it is deep. We just don't play a lot of them. Like we don't play Extract. I'm assuming it's a transaction. We don't play Armed Asset, which has to be a transaction. DZMZ spam as trust? It might be. All right, so let's not get boomerang doofed. So we do Logjam, install Maskarovka credit. Any ice is about the same into as. So we'll keep mask for remote. I don't want to play Sudden Commandment with nothing in hand. NPE, negative play experience. It's the Daria special. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we are bankrupt. But this is exactly why I was asked why we don't play the 7 credit ice. We play a 1 strength Logjam and we're happy about it. Just like a lot. Okay, we're fine. I thought this was the back in hindsight. It kind of looks like the back. It's fine. We dead into boomerang. It's stuck here. It's all good. Draw into a hedge fund. Okay. Free logjam counter. Always look on the bright side. Yeah, free logjam counter is really important. I like that actually. We'll take it. Oh, this guy's an asshole. As long as we don't res ice, he doesn't do anything though. I'm like, it was weird to install the back on turn 1 with no hardware. Oh god, I'm not gonna like this deck. Oh, I'm gonna like this deck now. It's a knickknack deck. Wait, what happened? Wait, what does Meeting the Minds do? Oh, that was in their hand. Class act uninstalled cheaply. Okay, I understand what it does. This is a bad draw. I do not like this draw. It did not get better. What is Meeting doing in the deck? It's getting the Bachlan consistently, and the deck is running so many connections. It's probably like not that bad. Sorry, not Bachlan, knickknack consistently. I mean, we probably have to double ice something at some point, but like imagine not drawing a transaction. Could you go back and undo that fly swatter for doing the things this way? That's very funny. Oh man. Okay. So we should have put the Shylander on archives in hindsight, which made sense. We knew there's a knickknack in hand. So yeah, that actually was a very obvious misplay. We need to make the single runs bad. That's like an as thing in general. The Shylander is like over respect. A revolver's fine. It's not what we want. Okay, slow and steady wins the race. Eventually we'll draw something. MOM strats. There's a testing group. It's MOM. Is that Minstrel's testing group? That is a testing group called the Meeting of the Minds. I don't think, is that Minstrel's testing group? I don't think it is. I think that's, okay, it's happening again. I hate this card, like fundamentally. Fran Sophia Ward is here. Well, shit. Didn't get played. We see a Julie Moreira lead. Class act is down. Knickknack is going to send it. It's Wenjong's one? Yeah, that's why I think I know it. Okay, we're going to believe in ourselves. We're going to play Son of Commandment. It's going to draw into a transaction. Hell yeah. F, yeah, we're cool. And then we have the double slash line. We are really good at this. Don't look at the rest of the hand. This is actually expected results. This is actually what peak performance looks like. I'm going to throw out the measured response, and we're going to be cool about it because we can't throw out an agenda because our opponent runs archives. This is cool. This is what we want. This is good. Because if everything goes according to plan, we get 3 agendas out of our hand in a single turn. This card has text. I would have slashed above the law for KK. Yeah, I think we do it. Yeah, I think you're right. So we res this for 2 credits. That's fine. How about we dump our whole hand? Do we have, oh, we don't even have a transaction that like gives us a click. Nice hand. Shut up. It's fine. Yeah, trashing the knickknack is probably game winning. You can't really bounce the mask. Nuka is cool. Wow. Yeah, they have a real connection synergy deck. It's a shame to throw the measured because their economy looks like kind of bad. Okay, so there's 2 roads here, right? Surely off the book spin here. That's what I want to do instead of above the law. So I think we just go for the double fab, the double slab play. This like fixes our hand. Like this does everything for us. I just wish we get the petty cash in the bin, but we can't. Oh, we can with Plutus. Yeah, cool thing with Plutus is you can get it in the bin. We actually can score 2 more points next turn. God, this play is like so goofy fun. And only when I did it in person, I'm like, wait, that's a thing you can do? And it's just like the gift that keeps on giving. Go. 1 spin in this hand slaps? I mean, we can go get the spin. It's even better this way. Yeah, we're running it. Boomerang's gone. I mean, power to you. It actually might have been right that we crack the spin doctor before Minstrel can make a run. Because otherwise it's harder to face check. It's not that hard because we only have 8 credits and Francofia's here. But like there are some plays where you want to crack the spin doctor before they can make the fun run on it with knickknack. I don't think it was this board though. But it is real. Yeah, look, the 5 agenda hand fixes itself. So this turn we can do the Plutus. We can throw out the petty cash, the measured, and the above the law. We can score, well, we probably score the above the law to trash the knickknack. Okay, this is a big fork in the game. I think we actually do score the above the law. Yeah, I think we do. I think trashing the knickknack is going to make this deck have no money. There's no way that there's 2 of these in the deck. So we'll trash 3 cards. They're revealed. And start a turn. We'll play the petty cash, draw a card. Above the law. Triple. Trash knickknack, go. I'll trade 1 point for that, for sure. Peek at the scrub snake draft, bro. What the F is your first pick? What was it, Jai? How's it going? What was the first pick? Play the RLC to get into archives? Oh, yeah, you could. I don't expect this Plutus to stay, but you're right. The RLC into archives line is actually like maybe worth playing just to get out of hand. The thing is like we already Zwickied that turn, so it's not a great play, but it is worth considering. It might be right. I would say it's probably not because I think this is how we Zwicky next turn. I don't think the Plutus survives. I think it's so easy to get pinholed. Pick measured response and eternal. Okay, yeah, that's weird. Penny Shaver? Do we res Bioac? Hold on. You can't break Bioac. What are we forgetting here? So we can forfeit the Bioac. Forfeit the above the law. Res this for 5 credits. Then it can fire. We can trash the revolver. There's no tricks here. And then we can trash, I don't know, Francophia. No, we'll probably trash Bachlan, let's be honest. Revolver breaks it? No, you break it for 4. Oh, he has 4. Yeah, never mind. No, it checks out. It checks out. I wish this was anything else. The Shylendra on Archives actually would have been pretty good. Yeah, sorry. I didn't see the credits. I thought it was less than 4, 3. Like someone saw the Penny Shaver. How do they have 4 credits? I'm kind of cooked because Hostile Takeover got taken, so I can't even do Titan FA. You want to do Titan FA and then you pick measured first? Ooh. Ooh. Who's a rude boy? I mean, this is going to be bad for us. So we res the mask for 4. Yeah, as discount. Yeah, you're right. So we res the Shylander for 5. France Sophia is being very annoying. So we res the mask for 4, and then we lose 3. I didn't realize it was Eternal. Okay, I think we don't res here. If we res the mask, you can't Bachlan. No, the ice you are encountering. You can't leech Bachlan, right? Yeah, you are encountering and the ice you are encountering are different in this game for some reason. Wait, what? Wait, what? You can leech Bachlan? That's neat. This deck seems annoying. I think we just don't res. Ideally, it doesn't hit the green mail. If they hit the green mail, we're in a bad spot. If it hits the RLC, that's obviously the best case. One time RLC. Yes! Jover, you mean not even close. No, we play the RLC here. Just get money. Gain 2. Draws a card. Gain a click. Oh, it might have been wrong. It gets it in the bin, which is good because we can win next turn. So in hindsight, that's important. But we can win next turn. But yeah, we were going to get the green mail Plutus wiki value anyways. But this is good because if the Plutus doesn't go down, we can do RLC into off the books. When you encounter, is the wording on leech? Look, I've been wrong about this enough times in YouTube comments that I just get like kind of, you know, wow, that's good. The sort of, you know, response from getting the comments to be like, you can't do it with chisel or whatever, that I just don't know anymore. How does Plutus not go down this turn? I think it is. This is a Mag Electric Plutus trash turn. So we're going to go down to 2 credits. So Plutus is going to go down. Our opponent is a lot of... We are such a bad spot here. Like, getting out of this hole is nearly impossible. Mag Electric is going to run us down. Penny Shiver is going to run... This is a really rude deck. We just don't res ice. Luckily, this is a deck that can win without resing ice. Like, that's a good thing that we've got going for us. But we just don't res anything. Ice is useless. It's a liability. Spin dock. Imagine that gets trashed. Oh. There was a Docklands? Where did that come from? You can score off from 2. If we top deck a green mail, but not really. I didn't see the Docklands, but it's not much we can do anything. The real question is, did they D-res Master, they D-res Plutus? That's really funny, but they definitely D-res this and run it because of Penny Shaver. That was convenient. I think we're going to lose on 6 points, let's be honest, but there can't be that many more transfers. This deck seems rude. Like, this deck I imagine is really good against things with ice. Oh, red team, that's so good. I'm assuming if you're playing against like assets, maybe it's bad, but like this looks good. This looks really hard to deal with too. Top like the 3rd green mail. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the top of R&D in a moment. I think the red team is going to go find it. This looks like gross. Okay. Oh, clock. Yeah, it's bad. We got a BOAC. Okay, so they're in 2 tags. They have measured credits. We could click our way out of transfer hell. I think we just click 3 here. We could consider trashing the red team, but they have money. I don't think there's much we can do, right? Like, we have to trash Backland, we have to trash Aquaceris crew. I think we just click 3. Like, resing the Fly Swatter actually causes them to use a breaker on it. If they Backland and Fly Swatter, I don't think we're too upset. So if we get transferred here, we don't petty cash. Otherwise, we can like petty cash or hedge fund, ideally hedge fund. But we just have to hope that R&D holds in a weird way. And then on some weird turn, we do petty cash and draw a card clicklessly and then get slash and burn and all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, Alarm Clock's good. Every card that I see that Minstrel plays is like, oh, that's a cool card. That makes sense to be in the list. Like, it's all super synergistic in a very obvious way. Obviously, but I haven't built this. This is cool. Mutual favor for Decoder. Oh, Pura, cool. Julie Moreira Lee is firing here. So we res a fly swatter, costs us 3. I think we'd rather. Flat game state has arrived. Yes, this is flat game state. This is now slot machine. It's like, just hope that we top deck the right cards. Plutus gets trashed. Okay, so we're going back. That's fine. We didn't want to draw that. Red team for 9 credits and then trash it. Yeah, we're lucky. Oh, Antil, bummer. That we trashed the. Like, this is also the deck running without KK. No agenda. We're on 17 credits. Take that measured response. All right, we'll break lock. Okay, that's decent. We can start trashing resources here. So the best we can ask is like produce a code gate. Draw MR. They have 17 credits. I don't think it's going to do anything, let alone both are in the bin. This just means that harder to boomerang. And then next turn we play petty cash. We could still win. Yeah, Alarm Clock is just so much value. A kingdom for an end of line? Yeah, that'd be good. That would be really good here. Let's see how close we can get to producing the code gator. New ice. Yeah, maybe actually. I think this is the one that broke lock, the Winchester. Or no, the Descent broke lock. Excuse me. That's why Minstrel's saying it. Because they saw the 2 ice that he knows. Yeah, this list is rude. I thought I was meant to be spooky. Oh, okay, Cat's Cradle's here. Of course it's on Cat's Cradle. Okay, so resing this costs us 4 credits, and it's broken for free with Penny Shaver. We're just not going to res ice anymore. Ice doesn't exist. Okay, that was an important part of our win condition. Now we can lose on singles. Petty Cash to clickless R&D lock break here, which might be clutch. It's only clickless if it's in the bin. So we needed to play it last turn. But I think we hedge fund instead, which is probably wrong. Oh, that's important. That wasn't trashed? Feels like 419, beautiful and disgusting. That's kind of how I would say it too. Oh, by the way, Declan. So we can put this on HQ and then hope. I think we don't res it if they run it down. So we could like petty cash and then get lucky because petty cash can break lock next turn. Spin Doctor can break lock. Fly Swatter to purge. Does that matter at all? No, it doesn't. The leech counters are not doing anything. We have all breakers. We're at 18 credits. Ice just doesn't matter anymore. I'd argue it hasn't mattered for a long time. Can trash on last clicker, you might hit green mail. Oh yeah, you're right. It was R&D locking. Yeah, that's true. Trashing our Spin Doctor at the top of the deck is also really strange because they install it and then they draw 2. But if they just draw a new card, like it doesn't make a lot of sense. So we have to get lucky here. Yeah, it's totally, I forgot it was like the lock break last click. Okay, now Spin Doctor matters. Resing doesn't matter. So an agenda could sneak through here. It didn't, but RLC is a way to sneak through. So we have to use the Spin Doctor just to shuffle back R&D protection. So measureds will get trashed. So I think we're going to go for RLC, which is important, and Sudden Commandment, which obviously one of those is trashable, but that's another way we get out of this, is we do Sudden Commandment RLC. Because there's 2 commandments in the deck. That's another way we get out. So we have to get lucky here. There's a chance we can break lock and win. It's kind of narrow though. Okay, we have a chance. Petty cash. Okay. So we need to quickly draw into a slash and burn. I think that's our only way out. Good game. Just build different. Can't believe we took that. GG. Woo! We played to our outs. Yo, that's a mean deck. Also, thanks so much for that take back. Oh my god. That was such a mean deck. That was also still 13 turns. But this is where like I really like the we didn't see them, but the Sudden Commandments and RLCs, they let you just like break lock. It's really, really wild. Yeah, that was really tight. We had to get lucky on R&D. Like that was just full slot machine. At the end of the deck, at the end of the day, right? Like Minstrel just needs to find 1 2-pointer. So there's Slash and Brands and Off the Books left in the deck. Luckily, a lot of the 2-pointers were removed at this point, so there's not that many. Yo, Minstrel, good game. What a mean deck you're playing. I think if I didn't trash the like, it didn't end up mattering that much, but like the knickknack with all this engine, like ice just does not matter. Like I'm very lucky I'm playing a deck that can win without resing a single ice. Was scared of the 2-1 and looking for a Wake. Oh yeah, Wake would have totally rolled the matchup. But yeah, the 2-1 is obviously where the game is. The only way that I win is like doing an RLC lock break with RLC and Sudden Commandment. Because I have no other way to fast advance from this point if you deal with my skulls. Good game though. This deck is mean. I need to try and figure out what this deck is. Maybe this is what I bring to my Nambacy Boston. I don't have a Corp deck yet. You could try it. I think this one's tricky to play. Like, I do think you have to get into a weird mindset because it is like, I played Wayland, like weird Titan for such a long time, but I don't think it's the hardest deck to pick up. I don't think we're gonna have time to play other Plutus decks. I think we're just gonna jam more Plutus, like this Plutus. It's a very cute idea for Az, but Goddess sometimes feels shaky. What is the shakiness in? Like setting up consistently? Because your early game money wasn't great, and then it was obviously like the game was over for me. Is it the same list Wenjong is jamming on JNet? I've seen him on Az recently. Oh, neat. For what it's worth, there was one player at Az at Worlds. It was MKG, Jimmy, I think, right? And I think it's a good meta pick if you're playing into LEO. I think it's really good into LEO, and it's not bad into RH Glacier. He's been playing Jimmy's engine Az. Yeah, Q-Loop Masterwork. Yeah, that's the list. Tomorrow, headline Above the Law are the bane of my existences. Yes, yeah. Above the Law is like super, super important. Excuse me, does anyone have any experience getting events set up these days? I'm looking to try to start doing tourneys on my store. Yeah, Arcanius, the website you want to go to is alwaysberunning.net. That is the place that people post their like upcoming things, which is super useful. On top of that, the other thing you want to do is if you go to No Signal Games' store page, I think they still have stuff. You can go buy GNKs, or I forget what they're called now, CTKs. They basically have like tournament packs that you can buy for like $15 that have a bunch of prize support. That's usually how it starts. And then you post in green level clearance or on Always Be Running, and then you get people to show up. This is maybe the Basilisk from Worlds, which I have sleeved up, but I haven't had the pleasure to play. This hand seems fine. Yeah, there's one knickknack. MOMs are good to find it. I assumed there was only one. And then once it started going off, it was like, oh, that's pretty good. Draw feels like it's not there. I guess because you only play like 1 or 2 Nukas. All right, we're against Criminal, so we need Ice HQ. Baz is very good at doing the boomerang fork on a transfer. Luckily, we have one of the few ice in the format that can't get transferred. So we'll hedge fund to draw a card. Winchester on HQ is probably not as good as Logjam. Like, you want to put this on HQ, but if they run this, it doesn't do anything. So I honestly think we have to do this, and then I'll put this on R&D, which is kind of goofy, and then next turn we'll greenmail. I appreciate that information. Yeah, check it out for sure. If you're not in the green level clearance Discord, that's usually how you can find like a community. There's a lot of people in there. But No Signal Games store, they sell like the casual tournament kits. They're like $15. They sell it to anybody. If you want to run like bigger organized tournaments like districts and mega cities for next year, you can apply for those. No Signal Games just put up the applications just the other day. Oh wow, they're breaker maxing. This Winchester has teeth now. Okay, strange play pattern. Might be a newer player. But the overclock actually makes a fair bit of sense because you can install Boomerang. But in theory, if this Winchester goes through, like this trashes a program and that's all it does. I don't actually think we res here because that means that Barry totally whiffs on the overclock and the overclock beats the trace anyway. So we're just going to say you can access a card. Yeah, knickknack tying the draw together makes a lot of sense. Every single axis is tense. There's a lot of agendas, and that's one of the best agendas in the deck. That's the unfortunate thing. You res like what's it called? Thanks. I mean, okay. Did I say good luck, have fun? No, I didn't. Oh, good luck, have fun. Will be pleasant. Cool. So I think we just greenmail from here, and then we can set up a spin doctor behind ice. I guess we'll do this one because it's fresher. The stale ones, they usually, if they're safe in hand last turn, why won't they be safe this turn? They're on 2 credits. They have something in their hand they want to install with Baz. Sun Contra also means they're probably running a lot of run events, which seems a bit anti-synergistic with the sort of like restrictions that Baz has on your deck in general. Oh, the candles are getting a bit small, huh? Still good. The other day I filmed some Marvel Champions content with candlelight because of Halloween, and I knocked a candle over and just like spilled wax on everything. It was bad. 2 Nukas, 3 Class X, 1 Blueberry. That doesn't sound that bad. That sounds like pretty as coded. I'm assuming you're not on coffee, are you? So we res this, we go down to 5, and then trace 3 actually matters. Yeah, let's see what happens. The singles do actually matter in this matchup. But yeah, we didn't see a single Chezza. Please do not burn down your new condo. I'm not trying. I was there. So if anything happened, I would sort it out. All right, so let's see what they do. A boomerang from hand could make sense. They could hit the bricks, dip switch. But otherwise, this is like a trace 4. It's a big trace. It's all their money if they want to keep. And if they don't produce something, we can just spend 1 credit and trash. I'm assuming they're Marjana. But like, I'm assuming they're playing Marjana. They probably have multiples in their deck. So maybe Song Concho is more important. As much as the deck only has like 2 end the run code gates. And we haven't seen any of them. Okay. I don't know if we boost. Do we even boost? I guess we do boost 1. 1 trashes the breaker, but if they pay 4, are we upset? Yeah, we'll pay 1, whatever. If we had a hedge fund in hand, maybe we wouldn't. Maybe allowing them to pay 4 is actually correct, because then we can just like put Plutus Spin Doctor on the table and say we don't care. I don't know. Maybe paying 4 is worse for them. I do think they might be on a Rising Tide deck, so I'm not going to trash this. But maybe I'm thinking too much of Moosely Hot. I'm not going to do the hardware trace. It doesn't matter. You can come through. Yeah, some people wait for you to trash the hardware. Not going to do it. In theory, you have to fire it. There are metas where it actually mattered, even if the trace didn't matter. Like firing a trace matters. If the runner wants to duck credits, but that's not really where we are right now. Single could be an agenda. Still a bunch of them. We're good. All right. Mask, nice. Marjana breaks that for a lot. So if we greenmail, we end up discarding a card. So we need to get our credits up. That's the problem, is if we greenmail, we are eaten alive by well, a bunch of things. I think we just score this and discard whatever our worst card is. It's a second Plutus. Power tap? Yeah, power tap. I love power tap. I'm a big power tap gamer. I think power tap might be one of my favorite Netrunner cards, or like in one of my favorite Netrunner decks of all time. Okay, we would love a transaction coming up. We can play all but non-hedge fund. Actually, probably not, because if we have to install a Spin Doctor, we can't play Petty Cash. But I'd like a KPI. Clean getaway? Where are we going? Okay, 3 credits, C1 card. Turns on Marjana, so sometimes there's some more value in this. Let's see if they just like mutual favor down a killer. I don't know what killer breaks Winchester well. Even if it's here, it's like 4 credits for a Carmen. I guess 3 credits if they don't have hardware. But the Baz deck should have hardware, right? Find it amazing that Marjana isn't the worst card in System Gateway? No, far from it. Ooh, it's another Fancy Fee Award. Like, there's always a point in the meta of playing a really cheap Fractor. Because there's always a point where you just need a Fractor because you need to cover the type Fractor on it. Like, we've seen this before. Like, Inti was a cromulent criminal breaker back in the day. We don't do anything here. Looks like a core deck so far. Yeah, totally. So maybe they saw Trace for the first time. Sun and Commandment, you can trash that for 2. We'd actually be jazzed if our opponent trashes that for 2. Because they have less money then. Nice. Decent. So we can do Credge Hedge Fund, draw a card. I think that's fine. We draw a slash. Okay, we are... sometimes you don't discard this, but I think with the context of our hand, I think we do discard this. But sometimes you don't discard it, so you can play it twice. I ran into a deck that managed to throw 3 Marjanas into the bin to make the Rising Tide Strength 4 early on, and then my berries were just sad for the rest of the game. If you get there, it is real. And like criminal decks sometimes are doing it. Shaper decks are not inconsistently doing it. They're doing all right for a core deck. Yeah, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. I wonder if that means we don't have to play around Boomerang anymore, but like, I think we should still respect it. We're going to play as if we don't know their card pool. We haven't seen that many cards, but yeah, so far it seems to be focused on the core. And for what it's worth, I think you can do okay with a core deck. I don't think you're like incredibly, like you'd love to have Boomerangs as Baz, that's for sure. But I don't think you're like, have no chance if you're just playing core into standard. This logjam we res for 7 credits. We get back 2 credits. There's operation. I think we can take a 1 in 5 here and not give Baz an install. If the eminent goes, it's not meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. Feels bad, but I'll take a 20% chance there. I don't want to spend 7 credits. I guess it'd be 5 credits, but I don't want to spend 5 credits. Missing Bravado? Yeah, Bravado is nice. Okay, so I won't play the Petty Cash here. I think we'll play the RLC. We'll gain 2 credits first because that draws a card. We have Slash and Burn, so if we find an agenda, we're good. We can also gain the click back. This might just be a Plutus angle. So we draw 2, we go to 7, then we can do double install. It's fine. Okay. So we can do Plutus Mask. Again, they break Mask for like somewhere between 4 and 3. And the Spin Doctor means that we can top deck a Slash and Burn. We can also sell Green Mail to draw a card, which we probably do. 20% is 100%, don't you know? I mean, we'll take our... Wait, where'd the Marjana go? Oh, they trashed it. Sick. Okay, so we called this right. I'm glad we didn't trash the Marjana. So this now could have been a code gate, but they still need money running this. But this Rising Tide now breaks us for somewhere between 2 and 3 credits. That's cool. That I was like, why is it gone? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, they draw up next. In theory, you want to install after you draw. It's an easy thing to fix as a newer player. Maybe not an easy thing because you have to like zoom out a bit and it's overwhelming, but it's something if you're a newer player, you should focus on. Like if you're going to draw on your turn, try and do it sooner. Usually. Especially if you're not interacting. Why not a code gate? I'd rather face check this on the res. I think the code gate is still pretty relevant, but I don't think it was that necessary. I think if they face checked into this, we'd res this for 1. It might be right because this has to survive for another turn, but their economy wasn't very good. Maybe we should have just gone for the descent and just say like you have to get another Sun Conchal. But at the end of the day, it gets boomeranged all the same. I don't think a 1 in 5 does it again. They can mag electric. Hold on, wait, actually, maybe we should res this logjam. We res it for 7. They have 1 credit, so they can deny our 2 credits. What's funny is that thinking you can res the Plutus to discard a card, so the card is face up in the bin. Like Plutus has powerful synergy with logjam. The problem is that we're not trashing our hand, but in theory, you can trash your hand to make the logjam stronger, which is really fun. I'm gonna go for the 20% line here again. It's 20%. We can't lose 2 20s in a row. We also could like res the Plutus to draw a card, but we might draw into an agenda. If they mag electric to Winchester, I don't think we're upset. Francevia has been a bit more annoying than we thought, but I'm actually happy they spent 3 credits on this. Nice. They de-resed it. Okay, so I'm going to res this, sacrificing. I guess we have more money than we think we did. We'll forfeit the green mail, draw a card, Sun Commandment, it's nice. We need an agenda here. I realize we don't have an agenda. Start turn. We could actually just go for the hedge fund to get our money up because I don't think we have an obvious agenda here. This draws a card. Okay, good. We don't have an agenda. So now we'll start icing things up. The BOACs are good. So we'll ice HQ. We'll ice R&D. We'll ice this big lizard. Call it a day. Hopefully we'll draw into something. We have to get lucky here. We're on threat 3. We actually could do sudden commandment stuff. It might have been okay to do sudden commandment. We probably will Plutus to gain a click and play sudden commandment anyways. And just hope that we draw into something. With a spin doctor, there's no agenda we can't score out safely. We probably should ice archives, yeah. No, it's not only against clean getaway. It's like this deck, if it's running Meg Lecter, is probably on maintenance axis. So like getting an ice on archives is like, I would say probably was worth it this turn. I don't think we had a double ice HQ, but getting just a little ice on archives is definitely worth it. So far, Bass has fired 0 times. Mutual, okay, they're not making runs, it's about the same. They get a Carmen, they can install that. And even if they want to like Carmen through a BOAC, it's a pretty penny. It's like what, 7? Now they're making the archives run. Okay, flips it up. But they're still 1 credit short, or sorry, 2 credits short of Carmen. Yeah, so that ordering they could have done a bit different, but they can install the breaker, so it doesn't actually matter this turn. I think they have to click for a credit here. Let's pop off. Yeah, okay. So Plutus, we're gonna play the petty cash. Draw a card. Okay, we got a green mail. So I think that's just gonna be our turn. We can do install, advance, score the green mail, ice up archives. And then we can pop off next turn. We still have an RLC in the bin. We can even hedge fund. Yeah, this is fine. Score. Let's put a BOAC on archives. That's fun. Res for 1 credit with friend Sophia. All the green mails are accounted for. And they're kind of locked out. Yeah, click for credits. They probably can win in 1 good run. Like we're 1 jailbreak away from losing the game. If we res the Winchester, we can trash their breaker. It might be worth trading a single, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 agendas and 24. So 1 in 3 chance if I've done my math. But if we res the Winchester, I guess they can install from hand. Let's just res the Descent and see what happens. Res for 3. Because of Fran. Fran is whenever. Whenever. It's each ice, not just first. So let's see if they install something. They haven't bazzed so far, but we've only res. This is our second ice. So I think we might. Yeah, we probably RLC. See what happens. No Baz. Bummer. We know they have a Carmen in hand. That's all we know. So I guess we're firing this. I'll pause for a wait. Okay, start a turn. Plutus does his thing. We won't return Descent. We're RLC. We'll gain 2 credits first to see if we draw an agenda. We should. Anthill. Okay, not great. Dodging the Fran Sophia's second ability by resing ice. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, sometimes we want to trace through ice. I got to remember they can bypass ice. I'm totally going to forget that. We'll gain a click. Mandatory draw an agenda. 2 Anthills. I mean, I think we just put those on the table. I can't believe we don't have an agenda here. We could click and draw into an agenda and still score it out with slash. Okay, never mind. So these will draw cards. We want to do sudden commandment hedge fund. So I think we'll just put an ice somewhere. Fly swatter logjam's good enough. We'll put the mask on archives. We can ice one of these, make the board state more confusing. And see what they do. Anthill is good because it just draws cards. And we can do the Anthill before we do the Plutus. So we can see if we need to get a click gainer, but we're actually out of click gainer. So Plutus is just like hedge fund. Okay, this Anthill was probably wrong because the clean getaways, but this could have been Spin Doctor. But yeah, we made a mistake here. 3 credit play seemed good for them. Pyramid of Ice. Yeah, I guess so. We'll put our 3rd ice on HQ and we'll trash the Spin Doctor to pull it all together. They should trash that legally, yeah. So the pyramid is coming closer together. This is how they built the pyramids back in the day. They built it and then they like just trashed the assets in the middle, and that's how they put it together. I'm happy resing this for 4. Because if they end up breaking this for 3 and just to touch this card, I think we're okay as long as they spend money. Because we have good money here. You have Plutus and hedge fund. Again, they break this either for 2 or for 3, and then they have to pay 1 more. Why is there a big 8 here? Is that the turn number? I think it's the turn number. That's new. Oh, excuse me. But the ancient alien guys have made that claim at some point. It's all about the assets. Okay, I'll just let this through. Now this face check could have been like a snake. Sorry, a lizard, and it could have been a problem for them. So we'll do Plutus first. We'll play the hedge fund. Draws a card. Measured. Oh yeah, that's what we're playing around. No. I am going to do what Baz is too scared to do, and I'm going to delete Fran Sophia once and for all. She's done her best, and now she's gone. We're unmeasured. But yeah, it's good to get rid of her. She cost us 2 credits, and that's all she's going to cost us. Can't unsee the idea of Baz cosplays when I see Baz ID fire. The sea of Baz cosplays, they were so good. I'm so happy we got to see them. So from here, it's awkward because we're going to score 2 more 3 advanced agendas. We might preemptively put this slash and burn back in rotation. But the only other cool trick we have here, we probably just like hedge fund this turn. I don't think we sudden commandment because I want to get to like 6 points and sudden commandment at our last points. Because sudden commandment needs to hit RLC or a petty cash for it to be cool. Oh, Nana's meowing hard from the other room. I hope everything's okay. If we res this BOAC, we trash the Rising Tide. We go down to 3 agenda points, which is probably fine anyways. It draws us a card. Yeah, let's just do it. How does this work? I figured it out. Nice. Measured online, not anymore. If I didn't res, maybe we went to measured, actually. That might have been a mistake. I don't think I got a single win with Baz and COS in my Baz suit. No, I didn't realize you were playing Baz. How many Bazes were playing Baz? Yeah, they're offline. Let's see if this fires. It just trashes a Rising Tide. They can't be on too many of them. I was assuming this would get boomeranged or flip switched or something, but maybe they don't have that in their collection or their hand. Okay. Trash program. ETR. Okay. I think we just push behind the server. We trash the Plutus and we get on with our day. Plutus, there's nothing, right? No. Ooh. That actually is a line for Plutus. Fudge. Wait, no, sudden commandment RLC is a line. I think we do sudden commandment RLC, score the off the books, and then we use the RLC Plutus to win the game. So we'll sudden commandment. We're on threat 3. So we'll play the RLC. We'll gain a click. We'll gain 2 credits. That draws a card. We'll pay credits for money back, and now we have 4 clicks left. This is like the really cool thing you can do. So we'll do Server 6, triple advance. We're low on credits, and now the Plutus can win next turn. So we'll keep this. So we need to find another 3-2. Worst case, we'll Plutus for the what's it called? The KPI. Sorry, Plutus for their RLC to score the Eminent. Eminent can get us another spin if we want. Carmen for 5. Okay. No real big point to like install breakers if you're just going to face check. Like I think I would recommend just running without breakers because the thing that happens to is you lose breakers to ice that trash breakers. And if you don't have breakers, they can't hurt you. We also probably should get the slash and burn back in. We'll gain 2 credits, which draws a card, and we win. Good game. Yeah, I think they're only playing core, which isn't going to be easy. Want to score Eminence instead of off the books because it gets us closer to game point. Right? Because we needed 4 points. Hey, thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. Like if there was more green mails on the list, maybe, but we need to score as like we want to score as fewer agendas. I don't think there's that much we can get with the Eminent that actually changes the game state. Like we have our Spin Doctor, we have 1 BOAC, 1 more is in the bin, but like ice doesn't really matter at this point. So we just want to get closer to game point. Obviously this doesn't have text, but we just want to get closer to game point. Sometimes not installing the breaker first equals random damage can only break out of grip. It is, and I think the more you play, the more you realize based off the matchup whether that's something to watch out for. Like against Op, yeah, you'll lose them to SEFs. Against Jinteki, you'll lose them to damage. Against Wayland, I think you can face check. The only card that like trashes randomly is like maybe a Shylendra. But like that's 1 net damage. But yeah, I'd recommend like if you don't install breakers, a lot of the ice can't hurt you. The worst case is like you're firing Masquerovkas, but that's sometimes worth playing ground. This deck is fun. It's kind of cool. Like Plutus is like legitimately kind of cool. I don't know. I need to play it against like more like tier 1 archetypes, but like you get such a strange gambit of games. And I think also your opponents don't 100% know what your reach is. And so you get like these really weird outs where like sudden RLC is a line. I honestly don't know if this deck should be on Antilles at all and whether it should just be on like a 3rd KPI and extract, just like playing more transactions. Once you have too many transactions, you run into a problem because Zwicky is only the first time a turn. So you want to have enough transactions, but not too many transactions. Does this deck have a shot against Hermes? Yes and no. Sometimes. The good thing is that like you have Eminent, so you can get some big ice rezzed. I think if you're playing against more Hermes, maybe you should play like Sun Commandment and change it for like a Moon Pool so you can control your agendas a bit better. But like Hermes is obviously not great. The same way Hermes wasn't great into like sports back in the day. But it's not like an auto lose because like Criminal still has to worry about some of your bad ice. Criminal's not amazing at dealing with fast advance in general, and you can score out on really low credit thresholds if things go well. You're actually like more worried about 3 pinholes, I think, than Hermes, which that's also super common. I do think you can play some different ice. Kessleroid makes sense against a lot of the Anarchs that are trashing ice. That's easy to include. The Shylander, I'm not convinced about. The Afshar, I'm not even convinced about. Maybe you just not play Afshar and you play like Afshar is fine. Maybe you play more Fly Swatters. Maybe you just cut all Antilles and play more ice. I could also see that. But Antilles is like not bad. It's just the more I played it, the more it, dies to pinhole. Maybe that's good. Criminal is bad against FA. It's mixed. It's like the Criminal matchup against FA. Sometimes you just get rolled. Sometimes you can just see enough cards. Like 100%. I'm not 100% sure if I was playing Criminal against Sports whether I feel super favored. It's like kind of coin flippy. It's like sometimes you struggle to see enough cards fast enough, and you don't have the way to disrupt the combo pieces the way that like Anarch did or does. I'm not 100% sure. But like we played against Criminal today, I guess a bit. And like you saw, they struggled to interact with the fast advance. And that's good for you. They're good on pressure. Hammer would be better than Afshar. Oh yeah, Hammer is a consideration. And I think at some point I took Hammer out of the list, but now we're in a meta where Hammer could go back into the list. The Hammer is expensive though. But also the Logjam, I don't think we've ever been happy resing it. I think the Logjam easily could be a Kessleroid. And maybe you can play a Hammer. Maybe it's actually worth playing some hard tech there. I just feel like resing 6 for a piece of ice is like too much. I also don't know if we should be on 3 measured. They do matter. A couple of our last games could have been measured games, but we were close enough to game point where it doesn't actually have to matter. But yeah, you can also grab operations, mind you, with off the books. You're allowed to grab whatever you want. All right, it's 11:47. It's a Halloween in just 13 minutes. Hammer, don't say end the run. Hammer, do not say end the run. I want to give a thank you to all these names here and more. I need to refresh this. I'll try and do it. Probably not this weekend, I'll be honest. But there's no more degree mail tier, unfortunately. But thanks so much to all these names here and more, the support of the Metropole Grid, so that we can do stuff like this, streams and video content and editing and commentating and all this other stuff that goes on. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, a lot of energy, and I'm excited that it's possible and all this sort of stuff happens because all these names here and of course are daily cast patrons as well. If you want to support the channel, you can find a link to the Patreon below. Any amount of contribution is incredibly appreciated. But also if you just want to take a second to leave a like or leave a comment, that stuff also really helps when it comes to YouTube. That's a real big deal. Otherwise, this weekend, if you want to watch some more Netrunner content, link in the description to Axie's channel. There'll be some streams from games against the Chinese Netrunner community, against the tiebreakers on Sunday. And of course, we have the big Man of the Moon showdown, the 24-player invitational that should be coming up in just a couple weeks, which should be streamed here. But more details for that to come. And before pinholing Plutus and the whole FA slows down a ton, it's not the worst. We have 3 Plutuses. Generally, if you fire the Plutus, you're resing it because you actually score points. But yeah, you don't love triple pinhole, but like what deck does. Have a great Halloween. Thank you. My family is visiting. They are going to go see the new place for the first time. And we're going to have a busy weekend, that's for sure. That's kind of it. Thanks so much for hanging out. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the weekend. Ciao.